FY recently joining. Some changes as well with, what was it, FY and Nothing to Say. Of course, replacing Shinkyu and XM. So it's a game where I want both. Unfortunately, I want both teams to win. I want C to do well. I want China to do well. We don't come with any bias, but I do want both these teams to have a good showing here at PGL Wallachia. So someone's got to win. Nemesis, of course, was able to get a 3-2 victory over Vici Gaming in the qualifiers as well. So they did beat out in China there. See if they can do it here as well.
Let's see. They are... I would say, I don't know if you would agree, but yeah, Xtreme Gaming for me have more or less always been favorited almost versus any SEA team. Right now, OG is looking kind of strong, but yeah, in general, Xtreme was able to take the dub. But once again, it's a nasty draft that they're playing against, and I love this from Nemesis. I really like it. I feel like if they play the game fast enough around the Void Spirit and the Timber, if you buy enough time for the Beast, yeah, like it could be a fun game. Top lane as well will be very interesting to me. Like Brewmaster into the Beast Master, 2 masters facing up.
You mentioned that the Brew skill build can be pretty versatile in a lane like this versus the Beast and Shaman. Do you feel like there is one that you're preferring a bit more?
In general, I prefer the build without Cinder Brew early on right now. But I feel like you might have to get it because you'll be able to just deal with the boars a bit easier. Maybe, if nothing because of that. Like some Cinder Brew into Bushwhack could be useful.
We'll see what XSS wants to do. Some of the levels. Bottom is just going to be some pulling shenanigans like we spoke about with the Warlock, and if you go double melee. So, of course, this is one of the more rougher matchups as well in the lane, Timber versus Templar Assassin. So, can mid as well is going to be that skill-based matchup, right? With the Puck and the Void Spirit. You'd say the Void Spirit, of course, is going to be a little bit more favored. We'll see how many stats Mac wants to go for in a lane like this, but should have a bit of a better time.
No, absolutely. Mid lane, Void Spirit, a bit stronger. Bot lane, TA, will force them to creep skip. And that's it. Like, there isn't really a lot more that you can do. Tiny, not great into TA. And so neither is Timbersaw, of course. He's also going to not have the best lane early on. Plus the Warlock to alleviate all of that. This top lane is kind of funky, by the way, because they did go for Cinder Brew. But there is one interesting thing here. You cannot ignite it with Acorn Shot. You have to ignite it with Bushwhack, which makes it a little bit harder to play around. You can ignite it with Clap, though. You just run up them, use Clap. The problem is, whenever I see this kind of a build, though, is mana. I feel like you trade your own resources for the enemies, but you also may trade your farming speed for taking the resources from the enemy carrier, whoever, for a bit extra pressure. Because this hero actually farms quite quickly now with the Drunken Brawler maxed out and the Clap. Like, all you gotta do is just Clap and Drunken Brawler. You don't even have to ignite the creeps.
Do you need a mana sustain item for the Brewmaster, or is that you just play off clarities?
Nah, if you're doing the Clap build, just the yeah, they're throwing Cinder Brew. I honestly, they're making a little bit of a mess on top lane. I don't think they completely thought this one out, like, because the spells are not connecting. Like, they use the Cinder Brew after the Bushwhack has already ended, and then they have nothing to ignite with.
Yeah, it's going to get a little bit messier as well with some of the trees getting cut down to FY. have a bit more of a difficult time with the bushwhack. Well, it'll depend, of course, on 23 Savage's positioning. He's having a fine time. Mid as well, nothing to say. He's actually doing really well. 21-2 compared to the 21-1. Q will be able to at least take the water rune away from nothing to say, so a bit more difficult to for him to play without some of the resources. I suppose this is kind of how the puck is able to keep up with some of the last hits, is just with the orb damage. It's pretty easy for you to be able to sustain with a conservative amount of spell casting, so it's fine.
Not too bad for both teams right now. The lanes are very, very even, I gotta say. I feel like Timber and Tiny have done a pretty good job at laning versus the TA, but like you said, Warlock, there's one weakness that he's got, and that's creep skipping shenanigans. And also, by the way, I feel like this is a game in which Timber can literally just go behind the tier 1 tower and farm there. They're trying to deal with the boars this time. They will be successful, but there's a TP.
Have we got a shackle? Genuel, he went for the Ether Shock first. Now we'll turn with the shackles that holds the Hoodwink into place. So we got our first blood. It's going to require Q to leave bottom, but he's able to do so because Jabs has got a full wave safely under his tower, so he's not going to need the support to body block him or bodyguard.
Yeah, I don't think you need to guard the Timber anymore. Like I said earlier, I feel like if the lanes are not pushed in like this, he might just be able to go behind the tier 1 tower and farm there. But I feel like FY has read the same thing. Now he has rotated bottom to maybe get a kill on the Timber.
If they're able to catch him in this position, but the bushwhack has lots of options with the trees, but Jabs is got 1 point up in the Timber chain, and unfortunately Alme was a little bit too far away. But nonetheless, we do they showcase that the support is down bottom, and they might be a bit too late to contest the rune. Mac has got the level 6 as well, but so too does Nothing to Say, who's going to try and drop the coil. But the Void Spirit's pretty survivable at the moment. 16-1 charge with the Fairy Fire, so Mac's actually going to jump over onto FY. A second kill for the boys on Nemesis, and now they'll even turn their attention over to X-Nova as well, as the Warlock 2 will be ran down. Now, Nothing to Say also has to be a bit more careful. He's going to look to try and TP out after the jaunt away, but Nemesis doing a really good job to bring their supports to play with the Void Spirit.
Yeah, they had a kill on Puck there as well, but Januel, he used Shackles just as Hoodwink was dying, like last second. It wasn't really necessary. Maybe they could have taken down the big boy as well on Puck, but this is still very good by Januel, by Tiny. Good rotation, saving the Void Spirits. Not really saving the rune. Puck still gets the rune, but saving his life, giving him a couple of kills as well, a couple of earned charges too.
Bottom lane, Arme actually, maybe? Stepped inside the bottom river. Wanted to try and contest the Wisdom. Jabs has got his ultimate up, so they're going to be able to deal with the refraction pretty easily, and Mac even TP's down just in case some of the supports were playing behind Arme, but that actually wasn't the case, so 4-0 start here for Nemesis.
Beautiful. They do have 3 very strong laners that can be left alone. Which means that the supports can rotate, which means that they have high levels, which is one of the reasons why TA dies, right? Timber is just able to check crump her and hold her in spot. Like, very nicely done so far. They have Aurora available as well. If they want to play around the beast, they are able to.
Yeah, I think even, would you say a bigger ultimate though is the Brewmaster? Like, I guess it probably depends on who gets their ultimate off first, right? You pop split, then your Roar's not going to do anything, but if you gank on some of the supports, maybe they have the damage to blow up XSS.
Well, Brew's ult right now is basically like it's not really a defensive tool. It's kind of a tool where, okay, Brew has ult. Do we go in and try to fight him? We don't, because if we try and fight him and he splits, we're doomed because we have to waste some spells, right? It's kind of a defensive tool in a way, which allows you to pressure top, which allows you to be offensive, if that makes sense, right? It's like an enigma with the black hole, you know?
Yeah,
okay, we cannot fight. It's just the threat that is.
And this is a first-hand experience, right, of what the threat actually is. Nemesis completely sacked this top tower. Like, Savage will finally start to come a little bit late. Who may be in trouble. A defensive roll, but FY is going to hold him into place with a bushwhack. They even feel like they need the shackles as well to stop XXS if he wanted to try and run down 23 Savage. Now, they do have nothing to say moving on over with an amplified damage as well. And this, by the looks of it, is going to be their first kill of the game. They feel it's necessary to use the primal split. But not needed in the end, unless he can find a +1, but won't get the Shaman on the TPR.
He was probably dead. One thing that I don't really like from Nemesis is that they let this tower go so freely. I think that if Timber is here, he can be like a stone or rock in front of the tower, even versus Brew at this point, because Brew's level 1 ult truly isn't that amazing. It's good, of course, but they have Ancient Stack stop. That's why I'm saying that. This tower usually, yeah, you can let it go, but they have some triple Ancient Stack too for the Beast.
So now it's a bit easier for them to invade if they want to.
In this room,
see. And Mac, they got the burst. Okay, well done. They pick up the rune, they get the kill. And Mac is someone I was kind of beginning to highlight. We're getting the play intros heading into this series. Is someone I've always been impressed by with no matter what team he's on. In Southeast Asia. 1-0-3 at the moment, so it's off to a pretty good start, but of course this is expected. And there's not really a whole lot that he has to be concerned about this game. Like you mentioned, maybe the coil as the game goes on can be a little bit frustrating, but he will itemize more defensively with the first item, Yules.
Oh, he's going Yules first. Okay. I mean, he only needs one defensive item and that's it. I'm surprised he didn't go full Vessel. I think it's a pretty good... It's not like an incredibly good Vessel game, I take that back. But every game is a decent Vessel game when you're playing with Void Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, that item's stupid.
Yeah, in any case, just one Dispel of any sorts, and I think he's free. Like, the game's absolutely free for him.
Looking like a good angle, though. XG potentially have read this. FY starting to put himself on the left side. Absolutely, he's read this. Great awareness from him. Going to try and TP in to take the smoke, and in fact doesn't even need to die for it as well. So now he's already set up for potential defense. Now Alme is still stepping forward.
Oh, Bushwhack.
They'll get the TP out. The Bushwhack didn't actually land, but with the threat of the puck rotating, now he does cancel. Do they just go on Nemesis now? Like, you saw that nothing as they cancel the TP. They're going to run into FY inside the tree line. Now Alme, does he get away as well? Looks like he's fine.
These moves from Nemesis are genuinely much sharper right now. Like, they're taking a lot away off the map. This is a decent Warlock Golem, I think, probably.
I guess the creep, what? Ain't the Remnant? It didn't look like it. Q's actually just going to go down. Mac will get a return kill, probably. Be the case. He loses the power rune, unfortunately.
Shadow Shaman is TPing, but I don't think they have a kill on Puck right now.
No. I feel like Mac might even die, actually, if they go for it.
I doubt he... Yeah, maybe. They're just trying to defend, right? Like, get rid of this golem, make sure that the tower doesn't fall, zone the Puck out. Like, overall, yeah, it was not a bad golem, especially because it was used before the coil. Like, it was the golem and then the coil, not really the classic combo.
Oh, the tower will end up going down in the end. FY is going to catch Q on the escape. It looks like the Tiny is just the only kill that we're going to have. So the casualty for Die. Of course, the bigger one is that objective that finally Xtreme were able to get with the assistance of the Golem.
It's the threat of the Brewmaster once more, right? Like, this is farming really quickly, by the way. This is a very farmed up Brew. Like, brewed up, farmed up. He's going for his Aghanims, which will be there very soon. Especially when you consider that he's got Midas. So it's like, this is looking like a minute 16. Midas plus Ags. It's pretty solid. What I really like about the Midas build is the attack speed that you get for your fire stance. You farm fast. Like, Midas usually is a farming tool, right? But specifically on Brewmaster, because you crit more, you attack faster, and on top of that, of course, you get the active, which is also very nice. Unfortunately, you don't get the experience, the bonus experience like you used to, as it would have been absolutely broken on Brew.
Yeah. How do you want him to itemize in a game like this now? Now that he has this Midas and Scepter pretty shortly, is there kind of an item build that you continue to follow in a majority of games, or is there some items that you feel like could be better in this one?
I don't think that this hero post-Aghanims has like a clear build.
Breaks the coil. Already used the silence, unfortunately. Now Maka's got the regen in the bottle and will use it to try and help with the escape. At least they force it out. Bottom as well, Timber. Oh, we cut down his tree, so doesn't get the chain away. Bit of a mistake from Jabs.
Uncharacteristic for his Timber, but... yeah, they do get a kill on Timber, they don't get a kill on Void Spirit. As I feel like Hoodwink needs to be the one that connects to every single kill. If you want to make a kill, Hoodwink needs to be around. If she's not there, killing these scores is kind of hard. How's our Beast doing, by the way? Our Beast has an Aghanims. He's going towards the Blink Dagger, of course. Stock standard build, nothing crazy. We'll go Manta after versus TA. Not too shabby.
They are eyeing up XXS to the top lane. Let's see if they're going to have the damage with the Void Spirit starting. Oh, a little bit awkward. Their chain control with the Roar, but it's not going to matter in the end. These two are fine. Serpent Wards has to be used, but it is a kill though. XXS, they're going to be able to finally slow down this Brewmaster.
Yeah, unfortunately he wasn't brewed up, but he was so damn quick. Like, I was looking at his hero, he was so damn quick to go from his wind stance into earth stance. By the way, it was like, damn. As the Roar is flying, he's already switching up the stance. Because, by the way, right now you can switch up stances when you're silenced, but not when you're stunned. So he had to be extremely quick there. Still dies, of course, because he's not brewed up. But yeah.
So we did see the early game, at least post-laning stage, Nemesis were making some pretty good moves out of their supports, you know, Genuel and Q in particular. But really lately, it's been XG that have been the ones that have been more successful with some of their plays. This 2k lead was 3k previously. So they're pretty happy with the time that they have. But you were mentioning Dire playing with kind of two off lanes is going to look pretty scary around this stage of the game. Do you feel like they're ready to go and actually can contest this, even though they have this lead?
I think they should. If not now, then when? Like, you are playing into a Midas. You are playing into like a normal carry, which is the TA. You're not... So... they can take it late if they trust their... okay, when I say late, I mean a little bit later, like start playing in a couple of minutes. But I feel like they already have the blink on Tiny. That should be enough to activate them. That should be enough to make some plays. But instead, they're the ones getting gone on as Brew has an Aghanims already.
And Mac's going to be the first point of contact, running straight towards XG with the smoke. I'll drop the coil. They surely will have the damage, right? 23 Savage with the Roar is going to come out, but there's no extra fall. But the Avalanche will enable the Void Spirit to leap away, but not that I say was waiting. He doesn't have the damage, though. So Mac gets away.
Nice
the split along with the bushback. Nicely done from SY, but the toss is even better. Savage might still die, though. The meld is a big hit. He's got the health pool to be able to stay alive. No casualties just yet, but finally, we've got our first death. And looking for a second. Jabs will make it up on the high ground, though. So in the end, it's actually just the Tiny that goes down. We're so close from XG to getting more valuable kills, but unfortunately weren't able to convert.
Yeah, they were saving their spells. They might get countered now.
They will. Okay, 1 for 1. You're going to be pretty happy then with Radiant using some big ultimates. You know, Split, Rock, really the big ones in particular. I think Claw is already back up.
Yeah, they used everything. It was only level 1 ult from Brew, but I don't even think this was about the level of the ult. It was about the time he used it. It was a bit too late. That's how it looked like, at least to me. Like if he insta-pops it, I still don't think they kill the Void Spirit. But maybe that was the idea, to bait them, to bait the beast into using Roar, and then after it you can use the split. In any case, it gives an opportunity to Nemesis to maybe make a play, and finally, yeah, they're smoking up with this Blink Tiny. There's a Tormentor, of course, up in about a minute, so maybe something that you can go for.
Who is priority for these heroes on Dire? Because you have the double blinks and the Void Spirit that can initiate easily. Who do you feel like they need to jump?
I think you can blow up the puck.
Okay.
This isn't a free puck game. If the game is not free for puck, he's almost always the first target to go for. If you have heroes that can take him down, and they do, I feel like Brew is your best option to kill before ulti, but it's also the most unlikely hero that you will kill if you go on.
1900 health doesn't make it too easy. You get 2k now with the level up, so they try and bring the tower down before the Tormentor fight with the wards. Won't be able to do so. Let's see if they still stick around, because they did place a bit more of an aggressive ward. They don't currently have jabs for maybe some of the nuke damage that they need to deal with XXS, but they're going to go for the backline. It's a nice combo from Q. They find both supports with a vision advantage. The haste is going to be there from Mac. It will be dispelled off, so he's going to have a bit of a difficult time of actually running away. They got the damage before any escape. They will. No, dissimulate or Astral Step, and 23 Savage. They got a glimpse of him over the right side as well. Arme making quick work of some of the cores on Dire. Jabs was too late to the fight. They're going to try and go through the portal. Is this going to work? Oh, the Rock gets both of them. X-Nova just in range. They don't have any stuns, though, to stop Jabs from making his way back through. So he will live, but what a beautiful fight from XG, even though it started well from Nemesis getting that initiation.
Did they even kill a single support? That's crazy. Like, they killed FY at least, right? Like, that's crazy that you catch these two heroes. Like, you catch the two supports and you cannot kill them quickly enough. They just didn't commit. Some of them committed, some did not. Like, you had a perfect toss onto the two supports into an Astral Step. Just look at how this starts. Like, two supports are caught, but it's only the Void Spirit and Tiny that are doing any work. It's only the two of them. The rest of the team is not there. Timber is too far. Beastmaster is trying to actually bail already. He's running to the right, but he still gets caught by the Spirit Panda, like the Air Panda. He gets cycloned. I think the fight itself could have been good if they were all together at the right time. Timber was a bit late, and so was the Beast, so it didn't really convert into anything in the end.
Which is a bit worrying then, considering, again, you go for these blinks on Dire, and we're still yet to see the value out of them. They haven't been able to get these kills or pickoffs. We have some fresh items over the Lotus Orb completed now from Jabs, Veil as well on Knack, but they're down 9,000 gold. They've got a nice ward. Q, once again, we saw previously, found a good combo, but they're going to be able to find the initiation first over to the right side, and look at the damage, man. Arme is just tearing apart some of the members, even XXS when he gets his ultimate out. So this is an easy kill into an even easier Roshan.
Yep. There's one thing about TA that we didn't really talk about. It's we said that they have like these three semi-carry, semi-cores on Dire, that you have basically playing with two offlaners when you're playing with Beast carry, right? TA is... she's a tempo carry. Like, this hero plays extremely fast. She takes objectives very quickly as well, and one of the main reasons why she's picked right now is because her numbers are just insane. Like, the damage that you deal with this build is way too high. Beast just doesn't come online fast enough for this.
Yeah.
They're still waiting for his BKB.
When he does come online, though, we are going to see, again, Radiant, they don't have the survival toolkit, like with some built-in saves. So you're going to be relying on maybe some itemization. Solar Crest kind of helps out a little bit from X-Nova, Lotus as well, but we'll see if they're going to be able to get the jump. But the problem is now, like, you're going to have the TA that's just playing in the front with Aegis. It's far difficult for you to go past the Templar Assassin. You want to deal with the supports, but if you don't control Arme at the same time, then we've of course seen what has been happening in these fights.
No, absolutely, but the best way to to survive for Xtreme Gaming is to kill heroes, right? Like maybe you don't have to stay alive in a traditional way by glimmers and solar crests. You can just right click them down first and faster. They might go on Brew mid. Beastmaster is setting up, he's got the BKB, they are smoked up, but he knows.
Yeah, and the team knows as well. They're playing a little bit closer towards XXS location. They're going to try and jump in with a rock. Might disrupt them, it's not enough. They got the big kill, but they have to commit pretty heavily. The Shackles are going to stop some of the damage coming through from Arme, but it doesn't matter in the end. You'll deal with the Aegis. Are you going to be able to get out to live the tail, though? Because off the back of the respawn Arme, he's going to want some revenge. We're starting to run over towards the right side, but still, Xnova actually might have a target on his back here, trying to swing back into the middle. He's going to be fine. And now the retreat needs to be caught from Nemesis. But the Atos is going to hold the Void Spirit into place. Mac is still got to dissimulate to work with, but Arme pretty much goes untouched inside this team fight. Triple kill for him, and it's another fight that just goes pretty convincingly for XG.
It's another fight that is kind of enabled by the sheer strength of this TA. Like, you take top tower so quickly that you are able to connect to the Brew. They were baiting on the Brew. They knew exactly what they were doing. I think he might have even seen the drums from Beast, like the animation, as he was hitting the creeps. But in any case, he switched to Earth Stance immediately. He bought enough time. He didn't survive, of course. They blew him up. This is like... You asked me earlier, like, what's the best target to kill? If you can kill the Beast like this, it's fantastic. Unfortunately, they had Aegis, right? So you kill the Beast, you kill the TA, but then you have to deal with her again. If this was a TA without an Aegis, this fight could have been really good for Nemesis. But of course, yeah, they wouldn't have taken this fight if they didn't have the Aegis.
I guess one thing now for Nemesis, you don't have to worry about it for a little bit longer, but unfortunately with that Aegis advantage, we're up to a 13k lead now for XG. So well and truly in the driver's seat. They're even looking for another fight up top. Nothing to say. Just a little bit closer towards Januel, who both supports. Both fives are actually going to run into each other inside the trees. So nothing too crazy. It means that Savage is going to be able to scurry on away. He's under a ward though. It's fine.
Yeah, he's got this BKB, by the way, and level 18 on Beast. So his farm is... He's keeping up. It's not great. Like, he's 5k net worth behind the TA, but his team is 14k behind. So he's comparatively doing fine. But I feel like this hero right now doesn't really do a lot. Not in the current state of the game, at least. Because you have to play against the Warlock Golem. Your BKB will mostly be negated. Refresher, by the way, next on Brew. This is... I feel like if there isn't like a specific item to go for, this is the best build. Sometimes you have to go for Blink. You don't... I see a lot of players going Blink right now. And just playing the good old school Brew, Blink behind the enemy lines. But Refresher, it just feels nice.
Yeah, with the potential of, what, 48 seconds. Your ultimate, if you're able to get doubled out inside a team fight, if the fight does even last long enough, which, you know, again, probably for Dire, you're hoping it doesn't, considering they have a lineup that is pretty committal with the nukes. You know, the Raw, with the Timber. I mean, Tiny doesn't mind, of course, as a support, being able to get a couple combos out, but...
Octarine is also very nice, by the way, on Brew. If you were going for this Refresher. I'm just saying that because Refresher did get nerfed a little bit, but Octarine was always a build on Brew. He's still not level 18. Keep in mind that with the Aghanix, he does get one extra level of his ult. So.
Well, they do scan their own wisdom, so a couple of heroes going to try and TP back, while Arme just cleans up the objective. So it'll just be a measly Shaman that's hanging around. Release trade some objective towards the mid lane though. Finally, this T1 tower is going to go down 28 minutes in. So again, Nemesis are still struggling. Ooh, 23 Savage. Okay, but what now? He's going to beat Gibby himself and TP out. Army. Oh, boy. Oh, man. That's a rough one.
That's a roughie right there. Definitely. TA has a Lincoln's flying out very shortly after this kill. Needs 1,000 gold more. That's not how you want to see your carry dying, right? Using the Aurora to get an enemy position 5.
Potential frustrations trying to let loose on the ex-teammate. Chatting up a bit before we got ourselves underway here, Savage and X Nova, but no tips there for the solo roar into the death as a one. Meanwhile, Radiant, they're going to sweep through the portal, looking to try and once again potentially get Genuel. He's doing a decent job to be able to put himself in the firing line. Someone's got to be dying. Unfortunately, you don't want it to be your carry, of course. The big thing is that the fact that he loses another ward. I think 2 D wards back to back over the last minute now, so this map is going to continue to get even more difficult to play. There we go. Last ward now removed, so they've gotten plenty of value out of the gem from nothing to save, because Mac is holding his own, but it's a bit difficult for him to be able to get rid of some of the vision. And we are, I suppose, just waiting for Roche. I mean, Tormentor's up as well, so Radiant are very methodical from XG. You know, any objectives that they're playing around as a unit, we saw that Wisdom scan as well. They made sure just 2 heroes didn't TP by themselves. They kind of all TP just in case there was a counterplay going on the other side. This is the discipline that you would expect out of the talent on this lineup. They are starting to move on over towards this bottom side as well. Scan's gonna go red, but it looks like Nemesis wanting to try and leave the stronghold of this triangle. So Radiant get full control. They can take the Tormentor, so they can take the outpost if they want to make this Roshan easier, but
it's free.
It's the
rush. Yeah. I don't think you can contest this one. TA has too much damage, and you truly need a couple of extra items before you take these fights. These upcoming fights, that is, I think Whisper at least needs the Agonics. He's 900 gold away. It will buff him up a little bit. He's getting a bit tankier. He will have Shivas plus Ags for the next fight that is most likely going to be around the high ground. Maybe the tier 2 mid that they can def as well, but every upcoming fight is going to be heavily XG favored. 17k ahead, BKB on top, Barasma, just a lot of big items. I'd like to see them. I'd really like to see them get a pick off. Maybe split the map somehow. You know, with the beast, perhaps it is an option if you can force them into a 4v5 engagement, but versus a team like XG, I doubt they're gonna bite the bait on an illusion top pushing with Boars.
Yeah, no, and it seems like they're kind of sick of the current map state. Nemesis have done a decent job to be able to stall out the past minute or so, but finally Xtreme have got the map in a position where they're feeling pretty comfortable to maybe start to threaten the high ground, and they can do it in multiple ways. I mean, XXS, like you're seeing, if he wants to commit with the split, you can just put Arme forward. You can also do both. So now, how do you mount a defense Januel, well, he's, by the looks of it, not going to be around. So you're already going to have to be holding your base with a 4v5 disadvantage, and it was already pretty difficult with 19k deficit as well. Savage hasn't TP'd back just yet, so...
He's still farming. I don't think he's going to get this next item. He needs to go base.
They're going to get the toss back, Matt. Into the 8th Remnant as well. They pop the Lincoln's Army. Surely he's going to die, right? No, what? Army? How is he alive? Someone kill him. Army's able to get the blink away. It looks like the Roar was actually what popped the Lincolns in the end, so they didn't control him long enough. And Army still lives.
They still have Roar, by the way. It's,
oh, they didn't use it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they used it. It's just a level 25 TA with 1 billion, trillion, gazillion refraction charges. And they didn't get her. And Solar Crest, I believe, was applied as well on her. What's really, by the way, entertaining me, and what I really like about the item builds that we are seeing in this game, is the Aghanims on Hoodwink. Like, I low-key think this Aghs is pretty good. I know it's not being bought by almost anyone else, but FY. But I really like it. I'm a big Aghs enjoyer.
Apparently you just need a 24k lead for this item to be considered. You've been asking for it. You've been doing some tournaments, online stuff. I feel like the Vici would make you every now and then. It's just kind of mentioning like, hey guys, this scepter. You know, I know the shard's good. I know some of the other items are not bad, but the scepter is pretty good too.
The shard is a must. The shard is an absolute must. Aghs is a meme. It's absolutely a meme, but it's a good meme. You know, it's like there are some memes that are just bad, like in Dota, but I feel like this is a good meme. You can play around it. It's like it gives you another disable. It gives you another sort of maneuverability. Like you can debate spells as well.
Okay, Q just runs past 5, blinks over the top, and apparently he's in the base. He still hasn't bought out just yet on FY. Come on. Let's see this scepter before the game potentially ends.
24k lead, but I feel that the defense is possible now for Dire. Like you could go double roar. Let's see.
Well, there's the toss back. They don't get that much distance. Arme still falling pretty low. Savage wants to jump to backline support. He's going to be careful about the damage from Arme. Has a refresher. Second roar is going to be an opportunity for them. But of course, Arme's still got ages for another 10 seconds. They won't be able to keep him alive long enough, but Puck's gone. Januel with the shackles, and now as well, it's a pretty decent rock to do their best to cover Arme, but it doesn't matter. Finally. Then where was his Nemesis in the past couple of fights?
No, like I'm telling you, I was looking at their items and they looked scary when it comes to high ground defense. I think Xtreme Gaming tried to force it a little bit too hard, with the Bruce Split being used first, exposing their supports in the back. Specifically Hoodwink, without, if she had Aghanims here, if she used the Aghs immediately, maybe Beastmaster would have been baited on the decoy, but yeah, no such luck. So they kind of just absolutely eliminated them. There's no BKB on TA, by the way, keep that in mind. It's not really the best BKB game. So once you go on her, once you get her controlled, she's as good as that. Very nicely done. That 24, 25k lead is now 15k. That's a 10k swing almost.
That's massive. You got a 2-2 tower mid lane as well. You got to buy another gem here for X-Nova. So a little bit more investment out of the supports. And the probability is even, you know, well, we're down to, it's only 84%. It was, I think, peaked at 96. So they put themselves in a pretty decent position, and they've shown now in a couple of fights. Like, we've got to remember that previous attempt at the top lane as well, not just the most recent one, but That toss back with the Roar didn't actually come through from Savage. They were really close to killing Arme. So...
Do you always go 25? You don't always go for sure. Like lately, I feel like people have been going more for Primal Roar. I mean, not lately, always they have been, right?
Yeah, I've seen it a little bit more lately, the axes. I was also confused.
Okay.
I thought the Roar was... I don't know, I thought 25-second Roar cooldown was pretty dumb always, but...
It is. I mean, the BKB piercing absolute disable without any saves, to me at least, seems like a game-breaking thing to have. Like, 3 roars in a single fight seems kinda silly.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
okay.
I wonder with this item build, like we are seeing a bit more of the Beastmaster, right? With this carry build where you're going some unconventional, you know, with the Disperser, Manta, he's got Overwhelming Blink, I think, queued up. So I don't know if that extra, like, if it gets 2 axes with the damage amp, like, maybe it's more worth it. I don't know. I'm just... Who am I?
Yeah, but then you're not right-clicking. You're spamming axes. Let's see how it works out. So far, so good for Nemesis. I think they made a huge comeback. Of course, they did make a huge comeback on that high ground.
Alright, looking like it's going to be a pretty easy start as well with a clean pickoff on the support. Now, they will run into Arme, and we see this time if they're not getting the toss back on Arme to reposition him, then they kind of don't want anything to do with the TA.
He's making my memes stay dreams. Like, this Aghanims on Hoodwink, he's not using it. Like, this is a couple of times now where Decoy was absolutely magnificent if used. Could have been. Amazing, but yeah. Didn't get the chance to click it.
Think he's regretting the Scepter now? Back-to-back deaths, it's like, what have I done?
I think they might be regretting not having some extra Lotus Orb, you know, for the TA or for himself even. Maybe some extra, any sort of an extra utility item. Like, you can see Crit and other Hoodwink players just, after the shard, they didn't really care what they buy, so they just get like a Vlad's. You know, you just get like any sort of a utility item. Aghanims is, look, it truly is a 4.2k gold investment, so it's pretty big. If it doesn't work, you could have bought 2 utility items for that price.
Alright, we're gonna see this value that we've been hoping for with it. Potentially in this fight.
I have faith. I believe. I believe.
Now, Blink online now for the Shaman makes it a bit easier for him. So Genuel, gotta be careful. There's lots of things that can cancel the Shark, but maybe if he can jump in and get that Hex, importantly to pop the Lincolns or add the Shock as well to help Savage. It's still, again, really, it's all been on cue. His tossbacks, especially on the Templar Assassin, have enabled them to threaten Arme. Even though Arme's only got 2 deaths, we have seen he's been a little bit more cautionary with his position. Actually, they will be able to walk up this high ground going from a bit of a different angle. Smoke's gonna pop as well. Savage instantly jumps in with the BKB. Savage is stuck! Oh, he's stuck! Okay. It's okay. Not a big deal. He's gonna get down. Nothing to say. Bit of an awkward coil usage as well. No one's here. Like, no one is there to follow up. Nothing to say. Almost gets caught as well. They're going to be able to land the silence. Is there any extra control afterwards? XXS, another round of the Primal Split. Raw 23 Savage doesn't find it. They're going to drop the rock to try to shot. They will toss in Arme, but the damage Arme was happy now to be in the middle. They buy back out of 23 Savage, but it's going to take him a little bit of time to get to the middle of the teamfight. The teamfight might be over before he's in there. Mac is now getting ran down as well. He's got no ultimate charges. Silence to prevent XXS. It's not going to matter. They're surrounding the Void Spirit, and I mean, Nemesis clawed their way back into this game, but that fight was really chaotic.
Yeah, I feel like there was some choking involved maybe by Nemesis in this fight. They used so many defensive tools. Beastmaster was Lotus and he was Lincoln's, right? Like, they used Lincoln Sphere on him, they used Lotus on him, and they still kept on running with the Beast. I feel like at that point, you just gotta turn and roar the puck. Like, it's not like the puck has Lincolns or anything. He had the BKB. I feel like it was necessary to just insta-turn on him. Like, who cares if you get jumped? You're getting jumped anyway, and Dream Coil was used. Plus, the double roar was available. Then in the end, the roar went on to a primal split panda, if I'm correct. Like, it was a little bit messy on my screen, but I feel like one of the Brewlings just got roared, and that's it. And the beast was completely out of position at that point, so he just got deleted. Unfortunate for Nemesis.
Yeah, because I mean they were very close to making this one a far more exciting game with a potential late game, with it being pretty even between the two. But now actually once again they get the fight. Now they get Roshan as well. So we got where's the refresher shard? That's actually in the hands of Nothing to Say. You get the Aegis on Arme. I was going to mention that I would kind of like to see Xnova honestly hold the refresher. I feel like this rock has been pretty important to reset some of the fights. When you jump in, it can cancel the shackles. It can kind of disrupt the roar from 23 Savage, so we just can't get that full duration of damage out.
Well, they have 25 in pop. I think that's why it's on him.
Yeah, there's the 25 coming into play. And Jabs, he's super vulnerable inside the coil. They're going to do whatever they can to protect him. He's got a buyback. We'll look to try and rejoin instantly. Mac as well is going to be fine. They do get the roar. Puck's going to be controlled, and they should have the damage to be able to secure the kill. An instant buyback coming through. But meanwhile, Arme's inside the base. Arme off the respawn. What have they got to protect him? XXS is going to try and run interference. But the BKB going to be activated. Arme can now turn. Just crits down the Beastmaster. Savage not available. He just calls it. They know this last fight, there is no possible way for them to take it 3v5 without 23 Savage. And finally, XG are going to be successful in this game one.
A cool game one. Like, not straightforward, something that TP cancels on your side.
No, I know you're not joking. I understand it. This is, you're anyone who's stunned becomes a Herald player, my friend. You're no immortal, you're no pro player anymore. Son, what are you gonna do? Hold in place, you start smacking them away?
You lose 1000 MMR for every stun you're missing in your team. True. So 5 heroes without stuns is minus 5000. You go from 17k position 1 rank 1 player into a 12k pleb.
Yeah, it's a big drop off. You gotta drop some stuns. Simple as that. Savage, what are we doing? Why are we just... What were the days of level 1 Roche? Like, why don't we have crazy lineups to do crazy shit again?
He's too strong, man. Roche is just way too strong. We don't have Wraith King plus Ursa. Taking Roche level 1 anymore feels bad, man. Good times.
Good times. It's an interesting maneuver from XG. Caught up on the kind of 2 on the low ground. Sorry, 2 on the high ground, 1 on the low ground. So
yeah, 3 bounties for them. They didn't really break the smoke with their own smoke on carry. I think that's why they are losing this one. And it's gonna be late to the lane this way, but at least Phoenix is there to maybe block off the Dire side wave a little bit.
I mean, even XXS is kind of just interfering from him entering the lane as well. He pop a fairy fire.
Yeah, I think that was a misclick.
Haha, bro, he's...
There's a bit of tilt.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what I want to see. My carry get blocked away from 2 last hits in the lane, then eats a fairy fire too.
Good start. Good start. They're laning, by the way, Brew and Jakiro top. I think this is a very solid lane, even into Ursa. Because now you can it's much easier. Like, if you remember, last game, it was kind of hard to ignite. But in this lane, with the Jakiro, you actually can play around Cinderbro. And I think you can out-damage the Shadow Word.
How much of it is like fire spirits as well versus the high attack damage from the shaman? Does that matter? But because I know Jakiro has his own attack speed slow as well.
I think this is just a stronger lane. I honestly think this is just a stronger lane on top. So playing Jakiro top makes more sense. Phoenix is just a weaker laner, and Sven should be able to farm under the tower. Like you said, fire spirits are decent, but not a lot would have changed if they swapped out Phoenix and Jakiro. It's just that your top lane would be a bit weaker.
And meanwhile, mid lane though, Mac is having a very good time. 12-5 compared to the 6-1 currently.
Doubling up. Yep.
Absolutely. As we see, the Tinker can be a bit frustrating here with the laser, at least guaranteeing some CS, but because Mac can kind of do that as well. One hero that doesn't particularly matter too much about the blind. Bottom lane, Savage is going to eat a little bit of damage now. He, by the looks of it, pops the stick to get some health back. The Fire Spirit attack slow, unfortunately, is not going to be enough. So XXS is the person to draw first blood in our second game.
He was a bit deep, especially around the Lotus Pool time, right? Of course, they're going to be in the lane, pressuring, trying to get the healing Lotus as well, which they do. So a very good start right now for XG on the bot lane.
Do you anticipate the supports to play as much around mid this game from Nemesis as what we saw previously? Because we did see that Q and Genuel were kind of assisting Mac a bit more in game one.
You know what? I would really like to, but I like that they did that, but I kind of struggle to find ways of Jakiro and Phoenix actually contributing until Puck is 6. So maybe after Puck is 6 you can, but up to that point it is a bit difficult. Like Phoenix and Jakiro, two extremely slow heroes when it comes to movement speed, and on top of that, two heroes that don't really contribute a lot when it comes to rotating. Like they absolutely can, but you gotta find the right angles. Dude, top lane.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. The Wild Wing Ripper kind of helping Ame, put him a little bit closer to Q.
What the hell? There's a 11th player in this game, and I swear, he just falls asleep every now and then, but sometimes he makes a difference.
Bro, if I died because of that, I would be full on tilting. It's like, are you serious?
It happens. Like it actually happens often that you were put out of position by this guy. It's super annoying.
Luckily enough, no casualties here from Q and Jabs. As a result of that, really kind of the big loser at the moment is bottom 23 Savage. Once again, kind of getting gone on. Genuine does a pretty good job though to strike back with his own damage. In fact, might be able to get a solo kill onto F5. The Storm Hammer. They need one more right click and they're going to be able to get it, but XXS should be able to clean up. So 1 for 1 in the end.
Yeah, not too bad for XXS Mars, right? Getting the solo experience as well.
Yeah, maybe a bit more important, honestly. Get that ultimate up a little bit earlier. Having a bit of mana problems at the moment, of course. We'll see if he goes Soul Ring now, if he completes the phase with the early arena he's going to get with that solo experience. Will be the phase. It's his choice. Not that it's still struggling a little bit in the CS as well, so it hasn't caught up to Mac. How does this Tinker kind of play the early game as well once the lanes dissolve and the team around him? You say he's a pretty slower hero?
Yeah, of course. It's a Tinker with Translocator, right? Like this is maxed out March of the Machines. What do I expect from him? I expect some stacking to maybe happen. I expect him to be jungling a lot. You don't really have to make a lot of moves. It's like Kaya Yasha into Aghanims, right? Like Blink Dagger. This is usually what you see. Meanwhile, it's on. The onus is on XG to pressure to try and slow down this Tinker.
Wait, what?
What?
I've never seen this. Hang on, I'll speak about it afterwards. I think bottom lane. Something going on here. Potential dive that they're trying to set up. I didn't know that because they removed the puck phase shift, right? Where you can't get the health back from the tower, right?
Yes. Yes.
So he was invised up and he kept running in tower range and then running out, and it was working that way. Because it was disjointing.
Yeah. That's weird. That's probably a bug. That shouldn't be the case. If it was, it shouldn't be like that.
You were mentioning about the Tinker kind of playing a little bit more passively. You're a slower based hero. How is this for Radiant? You want to see them be pretty active with their ultimates, or do you think they don't have some of the heroes that can maybe up the tempo while Tinker is not at his full strength?
It's Puck, like he's the ultimate tempo. You just have to play around the Puck. The supports are pretty slow, absolutely, but Puck might be the alleviating factor, and maybe you can play around him and go into the triangle and prevent this from happening. Honestly, even just going there with Phoenix right now and blocking the camps would suffice. It's another way that you can play against the Tinker. Just block out the camps, use some sentries, some wards. Make sure that he doesn't have an absolute free game.
This is a lot of damage on Savage. They're going to be able to run him down. It looks like they will, but the blood grenade's slow. And these two heroes, even without Arena, are actually able to find another kill on a 23 Savage. So not only does he have 2 deaths, but he still has the lowest last hits in this game.
What's also sad is Phoenix wasn't there because he was stacking, and both of the stacks that he was trying to make failed. So you don't stack for the Sven, and he also dies. These stacks were already there, by the way. It was a double stack on both of those scams.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's a rough one. What am I doing now? My carry's just dying. I'm trying to go back and help him out, and then maybe I'm like getting distracted because my carry's calling that he's getting ganked.
Pretty much, I guarantee that's what happened. It's like he tried to go a little bit too quickly back to the lane so that maybe he can help the Sven. Didn't work out in the end.
Well, now, like, 23 Savage really can't enter this lane. At least he has 6 so he can farm back the jungle and take the double stack that was there to help get him a couple more points in the Great Cleave. But let's see. How do you play with the second catapult that's going to come out pretty shortly? Because you'll have Arena as well on Xtreme. Do you feel like you just sack this bottom lane? Your Nemesis?
Maybe they can still fight with the Puck. It's a good spear.
Maybe helps F5 get far enough away. Maybe he can get close to the Waning Rift and Coil. Won't matter. 23 Savage. Gets some revenge. Unfortunately, Mac takes the kill. Savage would have loved that considering the gold that he's got. But Mac is getting close towards the top.
I think it's more important on the Puck anyway. Just send the Sven to the jungle. Who cares? He's not going to be very active anyway. Meanwhile, there's a lot of work to be done by this Puck. He needs all the tools that he can get, so give him gold, get him closer to the which way, to the blink. I feel like it's the most important hero on their side right now. Brew going for Urn, by the way, this game. It's gonna be an Urn, maybe a Vessel even, not sure, let's see. He's really slowing his Aghanims down by quite a bit on the Brewmaster. Of course, his jabs, very comfortable on the Brewmaster, but in comparison to XXS, like, keep in mind, what's the difference here in the build? XXS had 1 Bracer into the Midas. He had Midas around minute 8. And like a very quick Aghanims after, pre-16 minute. This is a minute, what, 13 Midas on Brew? Bot lane?
Yeah, Snowball. Is he going to be able to get the rock off before he dies? Supernova with a nice ice bath from Q as well. Looking like a pretty good fight from Nemesis. So they're going to be able to capitalize to get the kills, though. Looks like they'll run down FY, even XXS. He should not be able to escape, so they've got to bring everyone down for the defense, but a great defense at that. They also avoid this potential catapult push that could have come through.
What was the difference in this fight? One team has a mid laner, the other does not. Tinker is still not ready to join these fights. He's just chilling, farming. Has the Blink Kaya. With the Blink Kaya, you already can make some moves. Like, you can start maybe joining the fights if they're next to the tower. It's only level 1 rearm, but doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the stacks that X-Nova made towards the safe lane Ancients is a large reason why he's already this farmed.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They too got their own stacks as well. The triangle Genuel, along with Q, been setting up. So we'll see when Savage wants to go back and try and farm these. But actually, once again, are going to bring their forces down to bottom. So diverting a lot of their attention to try and open up just a portion of the map. They are still trying to come down to defend the tower. Maybe seeing a couple free kills with FY showcasing himself over the right side. They did even bring jabs down too, so they don't keep the tower alive, and it's just the shaman they get.
Golem was used, so they'd lose the tower. Is it worth it? Probably not. They could have continued farming, but if they perhaps pressure the tier 1 tower and take it down, it might be worth it. They gotta create some space for the Sven now anyway, so the offlane and the mid lane are completely active. We've got the ults. So, yeah. The trade is okay.
So, kind of chaos on the map to allow Savage to go back and farm up the ancient stack. So shortly, hopefully, he's going to jump over the MOUZ, who post-laning stage was top net worth, but XXS actually hasn't been able to get that much farm over the past couple of minutes. He's going to be going for the Yule Scepter first.
Yep.
Wanting this item in a game like this.
Would be nice to steal the Wisdom Shrine as well. It's coming up in 15 seconds, but it seems like they don't want to contest with the Phoenix. Like, Phoenix is there pushing in. And look, like, they could have. It's only Mars here. No one else is trying to even... they missed an opportunity. Like, the XP on the Brewmaster to get closer to level 12 could have been massive. Getting Aghanims plus level 12 at the same time is pretty big on this hero.
Unfortunately, maybe... Like, if a full fight broke out there, do you feel like they would be successful on Nemesis? Because that would be a fight where probably Tinker shows up too as well.
It's questionable, yeah. Maybe it wouldn't have been the perfect fight for them. But they had Split, they had Coil, they had Egg. Their team fight is still scary.
Yep, absolutely. But it is just a lot of time being given over to the cause. Importantly, Arme is at that Battle Fury now for the past minute.
Done well.
Success is going to use the arena bottom for the kill at the Genuel. He's trying to maybe find him with the Yours to start. As soon as they get that, you can spear him back over towards FY. Nothing to say, even wants to try and get in range for a little bit of experience.
I think he tried a bit more than just the experience there. Unfortunately, that doesn't get the right... Unfortunately for him, doesn't get the right hit. But yeah, the last hit. Giving Shadow Shaman some kills as well is kind of worth it though. FY is working towards his Blink Dagger, getting the Blink on Shadow Shaman in this kind of a game versus Puck versus Brew. Like, there's a lot of catching to be done by the Rasta, so they will smoke up and try to catch something top.
To get there, they're going to have to go through the portal. See what position they can get out to jabs. Difficult Brewmaster kill. 1800 health they have to go through. Of course, got to keep in mind their Drunken Brawler stance, but they're starting to kind of clump towards the mid lane though on Nemesis. Arme's really far forward. What's Arme doing here? But the first time we've seen him kind of in this position on the map, usually it's been defensive farming from Arme. Yes, Enrage has come out, but can they run him down afterwards? It's a great arena. Used defensive for the rocks. Too late though. Puck's going to be able to get the phase shift jaunts away, so he is fine, and apparently that's just it. Both sides want to use some ultimates, but no one gets rewarded with kills.
It's kind of hard to kill the Ursa because not only does he have Enrage, he had 20 Magic Bomb charges and he had Tinker to TP in to the tier 2. But is this a free Rosh? It's a pretty good Rosh taking team. Brew just is taking no damage from Roshan. The rifles aren't there because of Fire Spirits anyway. Not too
Gets
bad.
it out of the Ursa lineup as well. And the ages for him. Jab's top lane is going to be a little bit careful. Was scouted underneath this observer ward.
And he has no split. Keep that in mind.
And they're going to try. Next to the T1 tower, but it's not going to matter. Armate just needs some control. And with that, of course, he can provide a bunch of damage mid lane. With 2 heroes showing top, they're going to try and go for their own play on Nemesis. XXS protected the moment here thanks to the defense matrix. But they'll go through the extra shield and still get the kill. So both offlaners dying on different sides of the map.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
How is X-Nova? How does he have only one book charge? Like, it's 0-1-0. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of action in this game. It's like 2 teams that are basically playing around certain item timings, and those item timings are like very late. It's not like a blink and we go. It's Brewmaster with Aghanims, Tinker with tags, but to get to that, they also buy Midas before, or respectively, Tinker buys Kaya Yasha and Kaya Sanj, sorry, and the Blink. So it's a very slow-paced game so far, but it's about to get very chaotic once the Aghanim Scepter is completed on the Brew and on the Tinker as well.
Yeah, and what is the ultimate kind of item build you feel the Tinker where we stop seeing him farming as much and get to that stage where you feel like, all right, you know, Tinker can kind of just completely take over? Because again, you mentioned last game that really, if there's no constant purge, this guy can kind of just carry a lot of games.
It's the Aghanims, and he's already pretty active. It's not like the last item for him, far from it, but you get the Aghs. I think you can get Dagon after. We'll see what he goes for. Some games it was Shiva's. I feel like it kind of fell off a little bit now, and mostly I see Dagon maxing. But yeah, I'm interested as well. He queued up the shard. By the way, this war player is just absolutely dumb. It's one of the main reasons why the hero is broken as a core. It's the war player. It's like you can't get away from him. Like at least back in the day, if Tinker goes on you, you can just TP out until he has Hex, right? Like you can TP out. Right now, like he buys this 1400 gold item and you can't get away from him anymore.
Yeah, he's got a stun apparently. Cool, a root.
A root, yep.
Very nice, right? You know, your stuns apparently we give, or at least control, we give them to every hero now. You know, before it used to be a bit of a weakness. Now I know you got a shard that fixes it apparently. They are a bit too late on Xtreme as well. This Tormentor will go the way of Nemesis, so 2 big objectives in this game for free. Let's see where they want to try and move their forces now afterwards. They're going to smoke up and go through the portal, whereas Dire also went for their own play, trying to control Radiant's Triangle, maybe anticipating either the Sven to come here or really anyone after the Tormentor was killed, but we will not find anyone. F5 is just going to use the Serpent Wands to kill off the T1 tower. So we are still not at the stage just yet where a bunch of action is breaking out.
Anytime now. Anytime now. Puck still has the Aegis for 50 seconds. It's a 21-minute shard.
Oh, they get the spear. And Arme's in a perfect position as well to be able to follow up. They don't get the kill just yet. Mac is actually still alive and up with the Ice Path as well. The defensive arena will be used to maybe help XXS get up to the high ground, but it's not going to be the case. So just the Brewmaster is the first casualty. And now they're going to be able to run down Army as well further to the north. If they got a glimpse of anyone else, Xnova, they see the Warlock running away. Gonna have a difficult time to catch up to him. He'll make it back to the safety of the base. FY also is fine, but a 2 for nothing. I think they got the wisdom as well. Oh no, Dire actually got the wisdom. They got both wisdoms.
I think he stopped the right click. Am I correct? He was able,
I thought so as well.
Yeah, he wasn't disabled. Like, he could have right clicked the puck one extra time, but he just stopped. He moves on to the next target, is Ursa. Because they had him. They had him controlled. They had him like on 1 HP or something, but sometimes mistakes happen even on this high of a level. Let's see. Does something stop Ursa from hitting him here? Oh, no. He just goes away.
Just...
Yeah.
Ame?
It happens. He thought he was dead, I guess. Fuck that is. Poor Warlock, 0-1-0 still. No one wants to play with him.
Guys, come on. I want to fight.
Literally no one wants to play with this guy. He died once and that's it.
Oh, I thought Tinker was about to do Tinker things, but we're not there just yet. Bottom lane, Xnova. Okay, he's fine. Still no one wants to play with him, but at least he doesn't die with the Brewmaster trying to run him down. Oh. 3k lead being worked on for the boys on Nemesis. They are currently underneath a very deep observer ward that actually were able to place previously, and they are wanting to try and use this ward. So they won't have it for much longer, unfortunately. They will still run to the Phoenix. F5 is going to be able to get in range for the Shackles, and nothing to say, can start to go to town.
In this situation, Warfare did work a little bit against the Tinker because it moved Phoenix away from the Shadow Shaman, but they still get the kill.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Are you a player in pubs where you like some of the slower paced games, or you need the tempo, you need the constant dopamine hits?
No, it depends on the game. It depends on what heroes we've got. I don't think I need it. Like, I don't have to play that way. Actually, competitively as well, when you look at the heroes like Meepo that I played, these were mostly heroes that need time to come online, so... I'm the chill and farm, objective-based gamer.
I see. Well, currently the farming is apparently working out for Xtreme. I cut this lead down to even. It wasn't too big, but still. That past couple of sequence of events for them getting the kill and farming the map. I mean, you see what's going on as well. 3 heroes from Nemesis trying to smoke and make something happen. They're wasting time not hitting creeps, which is... it means Tinker's getting closer towards a BKB. And they're starting to set up some stuff on side lanes now with the Shaman, with the MOUZ. Speaking of the MOUZ, the potential they're baiting him. Pretty good positioning out of the Shadow Shaman to try and protect XXS with the Link, but as soon as they see the Phoenix shot, they're a little bit concerned that some other heroes are playing behind, and they're going to be right. Unfortunately, though, they will not have a way to stop him. We also saw Arme. He went down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
A pretty good pick-off. You know, probably the best in the game after Tinker. They managed to get more or less for free. They will have a BKB on Puck soon, by the way. So, BKB on Puck, BKB on Sven. I wonder if the playstyle could just be Cyclone, nothing to say in fights, and that's it. Instead of cycloning the Ursa, just keep the Tinker out of the teamfight and play it off that way. He does have a BKB, of course, in Tinker too. So if he doesn't use it, is all I'm saying. He's going for Lincolns even next, so he wants to protect himself from that. Wants to protect himself from the stun of Sven, of course, and the Cyclone from Brute. Basically the 2 only spells that can break the Lincolns.
Are you in agreement that he needs another defensive item?
I am not going to go against.
Sure.
Nothing to say.
To say.
Yeah, it's his read on the Tinker. I feel like Yeah, like, as long as he thinks that he needs another defensive tool, it's fine. I mean, they don't really have a lot of spells to break Olympus, though, right? Mars spell.
Success. Gonna get initiated on down bottom, but the rest of the team's gonna be nearby to offer some assistance, so XXS is taking the brunt of the force. They'll get the kill, and Arme leaps in. He's trying to run down the Sven, but they're gonna have some problems with holding him into place, and now Arme as well might just die to the Brewlings. Jabs doesn't have enough to sustain, actually starts to come through. Nothing to say is out of mana, meanwhile down to the south, so he's gonna have a difficult time to get involved, but still once the Brew split expired, Jabs, oh, at least he got the Midas off before he died.
Value, not
Yes.
not a massive Pidus. Although it won't have been anyway because he does have the the 2 charges. Unfortunately for Jabs this time around, he was just about hit level 15, so he doesn't have the plus 600 ruling salt talent to fight with. But overall, it's still a fight in which I feel like Nemesis had the upper hand, but they still lost it in the end. I think they just couldn't convert with the Sven to get the right clicks, and Tinker was completely zoning out the puck out of the fight.
Okay, interesting. Nothing says actually changed his mind. He's gonna go
Shivas, yeah.
Shivas, yep. Has committed with the plate mail as well.
So we should have doubted him. We should have doubted his ideas. He's not quite sure as well. This last fight, I gotta say though, he used a very early BKB, so it doesn't feel very safe in this game. Like, as you can see from the itemization that he's going for. Most importantly is the puck, right? The Dream Coil.
Paku is 3-0 and 5. Mac still yet to be killed. And he also has a lot of things that he needs to be worried about this game. Two with the 9-second BKB with an Arcane Rune potentially for this upcoming fight, which might be forced around Roshan. Both sides have incredible team fight in a close area like the pit. It's just going to come down to who gets set up first. Who finds that initiation. Jab starting to angle towards the mid lane. Actually hesitant. You see they're all clumping up together as well. They know that something potentially is going on. They're a little bit away from the pit, which could give an opportunity. Of course, Roche is going to roar, so they'll know that's exactly what's going on.
They have to contest this one. They have their tools at their disposal. Puck mid breaks the
Nice
smoke
jump in.
though.
Yeah, well
not
done.
on everyone.
But also, Xnova and XXS are able to slip through the left side. They drop a ward on the high ground too. They don't see anyone from Nemesis just yet because they are smoked themselves as well. Get a glimpse of Genuine. They try and drop the rock. They get the jump in. He still finds the egg. They try and protect him, but Arme's going to protect himself as well with the enrage. So egg goes down to start the fight. Coil, importantly, is onto Nothing to Say, but no one else is going to be able to find him. Nothing to Say gets away. XSS has to use the defensive arena. We've got a big committal of buybacks from either side. They recognize the importance of this team fight because over to the far west, Arme trying to win the man fight, but he's not going to be able to do so. It's not a free 1v1. It was not fair because 23 Savage had multiple other heroes backing him up.
Yeah, the buybacks, of course, were much easier to execute with on the Radiant side and on the Dire. They have the outpost, the TP2. Roche will be moving bottom, which will make it a little bit harder for Sven without God's strength, right, to go in and finish it off. I'm not even sure, like, can they actually do this before Ursa is up?
Good question.
They should be able to, but they don't have the split. They don't have God's strength. It was a nice angle, but the rock completely whiffing, by the way. Not catching anyone.
Yeah.
The egg surely does die, but what's the problem here? You use BKB on both the Mars and the Ursa just for the egg. So they just were able to disengage completely and go back in. Brewling's doing all the work. I feel like these BKBs need to be used for something a bit more important, but if you don't kill the egg, you're probably losing the fight anyway. They're in a pretty rough spot right now when it comes to, like, how do you actually engage. Tinker buying a Hex might make a difference. Shadow Shaman alone just cannot do it. He's not strong enough. He gets... The moment Brewlings just start running him down, there's nothing that he can do in a fight. He needs to blink out or run away.
Oh. Back of that Roche, what do they got? We give the Aegis over towards Mac. He's got the second life. He's getting pretty close, I believe. Has he got Nullifier? Suppose so. Yep, there we go. He's got Nullifier up. Jabs has now got the Ag Shard as well, thanks to the Tormentor.
I was thinking that maybe Sven would buy it, but they get it on Puck instead. The Nullifier is basically a must-have item versus the Tinker. Like, the game is unplayable without it. Although so far they've done a quite of a good job even without it.
It's a Scepter from Q. This is quietly been finding a little bit of farm. XXS really is a tough game for him. Started great. Again, you got to keep in mind there was a stage once the lanes ended that he was top net worth, but he actually hasn't grown his gold too much since then. I guess there's a problems with the Tinker in particular, with how much you just soak up the map in regards to farm.
Yeah, Tinker does tend to do that. Like, both the cores, I would say, Mars and Ursa, not really on the level where they would like to be. Puck does go top, by the way. He's got that Nullifier, remember. Tinker has to be a bit more careful and should be able to get out.
What are we going for? Hang on a second, nothing to say. FY's going to be behind him. BKB, TPR, and they are not going to have the damage. Okay, very cool.
They did force out God's Strength. I feel like, of course, the BKB on Tinker is a little bit lower on the cooldowns, especially because it is the Tinker. So they might be able to take a fight without God's Strength, even into the Aegis. He's about to hit level 25 as well in Tinker, by the way.
What is the 25 you go for? I haven't. Is it the laser always?
I think if he goes for laser, doesn't he just clear up the Brewlings? It's pure damage.
I'm not a Tinker specialist. I haven't been seeing enough of the Tinker games as well at the moment.
Let's see. Like 14 should be the standard one, but I feel like no. He goes for the laser.
Okay. So the standard just because of the Eureka, the NA?
I think so, yeah. Because you can go with like Dagons and stuff, just be unkillable.
Sure.
Let's see how much this does. And let's see if he can actually deal with the Brew as well. Even though I don't think Brew is like the main problem here. He's just one of plenty, and he will have Refresher too now.
Oh, we can... Okay. Surely we're not going to actually go through with that TP. They will unfortunately have to leave the area, so they were starting to get set up for a potential fight actually by this Lotus, but they are... Sorry, by the Wisdom. They're actually a little bit concerned though still with the lead, and with the Aegis for another 30 seconds that Nemesis are a bit too strong for them. So they're going to continue to kite them out.
Yeah, so the God Strength is up, BKBs are up, everyone is basically ready to fight. There's a little bit of a difference in how much this Sven does versus the Ursa, and when it comes to like fighting one-on-one, I feel like Sven is winning 90% of these fights, even with the Satanic von Ursa. He's going for Butterfly next. What is he missing? Do you see it? He's missing a Basher, right? Like, he doesn't have a Basher. Usually the best item versus Sven on any of the cores that are good against Sven. But probably thinks that the tempo is a little bit too late for him to get it.
Yeah, interesting. We'll see if that's going to be a problem then, like you're saying, inside some of the fights with how he can handle 23 Savage and actually continue to win the right-click battle. Because both hit hard. You also have this kind of frustrating evasion that comes out as well. Thanks to the blinding sun from the Phoenix. The line on BKB's bottom. Genuel. Got a Hex onto XXS. We'll be able to TP out, however.
No 25 on the puck just yet. No Aghanims as well. He does have Parasma though. He just flew out. Damn, he hurts. By the way, this puck is in.
Yeah, well. And there's a bunch more room to grow as well. Just got the Flayer's Boda, with the Alert enchantment.
They see Sven top, by the way. They know exactly where 23 is. But it doesn't look like they will connect to this.
Especially not with now Max showing up and potentially someone else can come through the portal as well. So we're starting to get to the more later stages of this game. We'll see if Xtreme are going to be the ones that they can be maybe favored. Potentially X-Nova will finally want to use the Black Room Wall. Like, we may as well just hold it for the rest of the game. Like, is this the longest I've seen? Like, the Black Room Wall?
He's been involved in 3 of his team skills. Like 2 deaths, 3 assists. This is one sad Warlock.
Like, when do you actually use it now?
Does it matter even? Like, maybe after one team fight, I guess you get one team fight going your way, and if you can get a couple of charges, hold that thought smoked up.
Yeah, we might get that team fight. Should win as well in Army. Couple items, of course, completed. And Radiant don't have Savage at the moment, close, but I think once again, Puck maybe popped the smoke. So they got a read of at least where XXS is. Is going to continue to trail the other heroes that didn't get revealed.
Unfortunately, I believe MKB is done. Yeah, MKB is done on Sven. So unfortunately for Ame, this butterfly that he completed not so long ago will not be of much value versus the Sven.
That's a big one. Again, you mentioned before, Ame without the Bastion or Abyssal limits his potential to be able to man fight. You hope the butterfly assists, but no, not the case with the quick pickup from 23 Savage.
They gotta go back in that case. Rollings are going to be hitting this tower really hard.
That they are. T3 tower, by the looks of it's going to go down for free. Ame will be able to deal with the banner. Poking, but don't want to force anything. This is a fight where you're jumping into double march and never know what the setup's going to be like with Rock and Arena as well. So they're definitely happy with that, though. They get the tier 3 tower. They use the banner. Roche is up as well.
They have a smoke
no
fight.
Split. Refresh, I guess.
He's got refresher, but I think this is a good situation where they could force a fight. Make him use the... I mean, it's easier to fight versus one rule than versus 2, right? So they will smoke up. They will force it, but they will be late.
Yeah, Ame as well. Chosen the lane. XXS as well is going to show. So they have a great read that they are not close enough. They can continue to bring Roche down. And now you've got Mac with the Aegis once again. Cheese on Jakiro. And refresher shot in the hands of 23 Savage. Another free objective. We've seen a couple of freebies this game so far from Nemesis.
Yeah, they just haven't been playing the tempo on Xtreme Gaming, and I'm still waiting to see Tinker really make a huge difference. He's 105.
Yeah. Bruh, he's got a bunch of last hits, but you know, this gold's cool, or are you going to be able to use it though?
Maybe with the Hex. Once he gets it, you're going to have that rearmed low cooldown Hex that will be able to spam.
Like, this is just the story of a bunch of Tinker games. It's either you're like completely snowballing, or your old Tinkers, I suppose, not this one. I haven't played this new Tinker, but the old one where you're like snowballing with this annoying Dagon build, you're just blowing everyone up at the early stage of the game, or it's just like a Tinker that just farms the entire map, and it's like top last hits, but you know, he's 1, 0, and 5. It's just like, where is my kill involvement? Where's my mid lane? I want him to do stuff.
His Lincolns, by the way, currently sits on a 6-second cooldown.
Oh my. He's almost maxed out with the item cooldown reduction. 57 at the moment, close to the 60.
Once he buys the sets, it's basically there, right?
Yeah. Problems with the slots, unfortunately, nothing to say. What's going on this game, dude? When am I getting fights? It's like... they're just farming.
Yeah, I don't know. When I said I enjoy like these more strategical games, this isn't really what I meant. This isn't strategical. This is just how to put it correctly, politically correctly.
Yeah.
These guys are just chilling. They're enjoying themselves. Yeah.
There's just a gem on the deck. There's just a random gem by Radiant Secret Shop just down to the south of it. It's just, we're happy getting items. We had enough. We had enough of this goddamn passiveness. But maybe not. They get the scan over towards the portal, so they have an idea at least the rest of the position. Oh.
X-Nova?
Well, X-Nova at least is going to die. It's a kill. It's not how I was expecting us to get a kill in a while, but we got it.
That was actually kind of funny. He does save the gem, by the way. It's in the courier. He sent it back.
Nice.
So he doesn't feed the gem away. He does die, though.
Do high ground?
Probably. It's still difficult, right? Like, you're playing into Tinker. Pushing high ground is like this. What the hell?
Oh, I got a tick as well.
You need to find a pick-off that is a bit more value than the Warlock. If you find maybe the Mars, maybe the Ursa, then you can high ground, but like this, probably not. What's the buyback status, by the way? Specifically, I was looking at Brew because he has travels as well, and he does have buybacks, so he can go in.
All right. Jabs is without a doubt in the middle. He's had enough of this current status of the game, but that's... what do we... Ah.
Yeah. Can I'll just say one thing, though. This Earth Spirit, yeah, sure, Fire Spirit, and the Wind Panda, they fall off. I don't think that the Brewmaster is like a hero that scales inevitably. You can find items on him, sure, like you can go AC, there's even like a Disperser build with the right clicks. But eventually the Brewlings just die, right? Like they're not strong enough, even with the 25 talent.
Is there a particular item build you'd like to help scale? I know we kind of spoke about the item build last game for the Brew, and it's you don't go too crazy. It's pretty standard. But is there one if you're kind of looking to scale in particular? There's one you look at?
I think his item build is great. There's nothing that I would really take away. It's just like the innate problem of the hero that he's got.
Sure.
It's like eventually your Brewlings will not be able to face off against like a carry with 6 slots. Even a nothing.
Currently, Puck is not with the team. They're going to try and take the fight without him. Supernova dropped in the middle, but Arme's going to be able to quickly dispatch it out, but the Tinker just gets the TP away, so he's going to be able to leave. No, XSS is in with a follow-up. Double Spear connects onto the wall. Finally, we get a team fight, and Xtreme, they will capitalize on this opportunity. No Puck, no problem. 4v5, they are licking their lips at any chances that they can take a fight like that.
And even in this kind of a situation, they almost got Tinker, by the way. That's what kind of a lead they had. But damn, this fight was so messy from Nemesis. What happened to them? Like, where was the Puck? Puck was on the tier 2. Like, he didn't really connect with the team at all.
Yeah, I don't know why he was there, because Aegis just expired. He was low on resources, but Aegis expired. He was getting the health back up. I don't know.
They have Hex on Tinker, by the way. Now he bought the Blessing and the Hex. And on top of that, he's got 4.2k gold, so he has buyback available as well. Might be able to jump the puck if Mac is out of position. They're just waiting to pounce. Like if they catch a glimpse of puck, they will jump him.
Have so much vision inside the base as well. Mac is making sure he plays super cautiously. First full set of barracks, first real big objective damage that we've seen so far this game. It's really been Nemesis, the ones controlling, not with like too big of a chokehold, too big of a convincing lead, but nonetheless, we really haven't seen any proactive moves from Xtreme, or none that have at least worked out. But finally, that fight grants him a big full set of barracks advantage now in the mid lane.
I wonder if they knew just what kind of net worth advantage they had on Nemesis. I wonder if they would have forced things a little bit harder earlier. I still think that this game is very playable for them. They're only 6k ahead now, which is basically nothing at minute 50, but...
Yeah, I mean, the gold is definitely... Tinker's got a lot of it on top. Kind of the supports have got a bit more here from Radiant. But one thing that's got a bunch of value is still the refresher shard that they're holding for Radiant. It's still in the backpack of Savage.
Yeah, for the double BKB, double blink, double satanic. It's a good shard to keep on him. You could argue that you could give it to Puck as well for his BKB.
Hang on a second, XXS currently underneath the observer ward. How do they start with concerns about the BKB? Well, that's exactly how they do it. They drive in, get the Hex, get a big kill. 90 seconds now with the core. They're going to have to deal with their waves, which is a massive problem thanks to the Tinker.
And unlucky a little bit that Roche didn't spawn immediately, because with this Mars kill, that could lead into a free Roche, right? Like, I doubt that XXS will buy back for this fight. I think they'll give away another Roche, but it seems like it will not be that early. I think Mars might be even up, right? By the time he spawns.
Yeah, he's going to be up. 12 minutes slower, Abyssal Blade. Oh, he finally got it, though.
Yeah, usually you get Basher, like, sometimes you get it as your third item, right? Like, if you get an early Aegis, you forgo the BKB and you go for Basher on Ursa because you can just play the tempo. But in this game in which he never got an Aegis, like, never got into the pit, you had to go for Butterfly first as well. With the Basher, though, the game does become a bit easier for him, as he can man-fight the Sven. Sven still destroys any hero 1v1, but if he's controlled by the bashes, then perhaps Ursa can take it. I feel like they'll still be able to take Roche, right? Mars respawns by the time they get into the pit. I think with God's strength you should be able to pull it off. Max respawn time, basically.
Yeah, let's see. They're gonna have to go straight away though, because Dire now starting to leave the base. They're going to the opposite side though. I guess, yeah, because Roche is starting to move, in fact.
Oh, this is
Dire...
like...
Got an Arcane.
Arcane.
Oh, we got an Arcane. Nothing to say. Wants it. And he puts himself in kind of an awkward position. But, dude, you see how hesitant they are? They're like, yeah, I don't know. This Tinker usually can't play the middle, but this is a bit of a different Tinker than what you might be familiar with other patches.
It's a 4 seconds cooldown on Lincolns. 4.5 seconds cooldown.
Nothing to say. And he knows this as well. Look how aggressive he's playing. Just jumping in the middle, forcing reactions, trying to get them to overcommit. And they're going to do just that. Jab's protected at the moment, but the Euless actually makes it a bit awkward with the Aeon Disc. Jab's going to get the pressure up. No, he's not going to be able to. He won't buy back. They're trying to find nothing to say onto the back line. Meanwhile, 23 Savage has found the crits as well. Down goes Ursa. 23 Savage makes amends to some of the previous team fights, and Nemesis strike back in a massive way.
And once again, it's Tinker against the world. One left remaining. The fight started off kind of well for Xtreme Gaming. I think they were happy with that. They had Arcane Rune on Tinker, and they managed to force a buyback out to the Brew, like killing him off. Beautiful use on the Aeon Disc, but they still will lose the Aegis. If you want to, like, you can even give this to the Brew now as he doesn't have a buyback. I'm not sure that they will. Probably Aegis goes to Puck. No, they do give it to Brew. Okay. He doesn't have a buyback. It does make sense. Ame, by the way, just disappeared to the Sven, as he wasn't really the one hitting him. It was just the Sven hitting the bear.
Yeah, just at the tail end of the BKB by the looks of it. So low duration expired.
Yeah, they had to use a lot of their defensive BKBs to kill the Brew. Now it's a 15k advantage once again.
Nothing to say. Okay, he's able to get the blink away. He's fine. Was wanting to try and start to get the marches set up. The team is respawning, so let's see Nemesis. How greedy do we get? And I think our high ground is difficult of a task, apparently. They need to pick off.
I feel like they've been burned so many times that at this point they're just a bit reluctant to make a play. They have Aegis, they have double cheese. Who's got the shard? They have a shard on Puck. I mean, if you're not pushing now, when some of them were dead, at what point do you even push? Like, what are we waiting for here? Like minute 60, tier 5 neutrals, Aghanims on Sven. I don't even know anymore. Like, I feel like this was a good opportunity for them to take a side. They even dropped the banner.
Okay, so let's kind of come up with some ideas here. How do you deal with the Tinker in these fights and throughout the game now for the remainder of it? Because you've got big Tinker problems. What is this strategy you're coming up with?
I mean, do you really have big Tinker problems anymore? Like, you have a Nullifier, you have a Sven with Blink, with Harpoon, with God Strength, with Aghanims now coming up as well. Like, I honestly feel that they don't have a huge Tinker problem. They do. It's a huge Tinker. It's literally a huge Tinker problem. But they have ways of dealing with him at this point.
Okay.
I might be huffing some copium, but they're 20k ahead. I think this game should be in the bag for them.
So you feel like, maybe the Tinker's kind of puffing up his chest a little bit, faking some of the strength, and they think this is a Tinker from 15, 20 minutes ago, but they had to be concerned about it. But now with these items, it kind of changes the story a little bit.
I truly do believe that they're putting a bit too much. Look, it's nothing to say, Tinker. Of course you're gonna respect it. Of course, this guy has been carrying his team. He died 0 times so far. It's 109, right? Like, he's the only one without that on his side. But if you can't deal with him now, I don't know when you will be able to, because you've got everything. Even a refresher on Phoenix, like double hex on Phoenix, like you can dive in, use the X Sunray, the Tinker as well, on top of everything else that you've got.
Got all shards? And do just be a little bit of decent amount of chunky change, in fact. Ah, man. I feel like C is, of course, with, previous Talon and then Aurora, really the best C teams that we had over the last couple of years. But, those teams made this region just be so goddamn slow. Like, we go back all the MVP days. Man, did this region play some fast DOTA. Maybe pub's a little bit different as well, but when you come to the competitive level, like, it's the
only way they played, right? SCA, you guys, the only way you played was fast. The only way you knew how to, you had like some great strategies came out of the region back in the day, if you remember the Morphling Shaker combos and stuff, like some beautiful stuff. But I think it also comes down to the fact that they already lost game 1 and they had they didn't have it in the bag. Xtreme Gaming controlled it, but they had an opportunity to win, and they threw. And then in this game as well, they, you know.
Are you watching the film?
I
Dude,
mean,
what are they doing?
They don't even have slots anymore. They're combining the block, the cheese block,
I see.
the block of cheese.
But they still got double refreshers. Yeah, I mean, Sven hasn't used this. Like, what's going on, man? We have, what, 36 kills? Oh. Dude got the block of cheese. Did we... Jabs is holding it. Okay.
Yeah, he has it in the backpack. Doesn't have buyback, by the way. So one of the things that you could argue is that they are waiting for the buyback on Brew. It's one way back for Xtreme in the game, even though this Brew is really hard to kill. He's got 26 as well. 25, that is talent. I was wondering if he might go for the Cinder Brew Fear on Brew. But he didn't. He went for the stances instead.
What was your... Like, what were you seeing with that, with that talent instead?
A little bit earlier, when the game was a bit different, when the Brewlings were just feeding and dying, I thought maybe there's some value to the Fear. But the way the fights are going right now is Fear would be irrelevant, because he's not playing in his normal form ever. He just pops the ulti and runs in and then refreshes and goes in again, so it wouldn't make sense to go for the left talent anyway.
I've been coming up with some crazy other items as well to break this game open. I've been trying to see if there's any abyssal builds on Nemesis. But I just see Ursa just right-click the egg in every fight. You feel like you abyssal him for, you know, half his BKB duration. He's just been dying afterwards. Of course, you know, no one's going to go BKB. Sven can't go for it. Brew can't go for it. But, you know, it's... I'm not getting any action. I'm going to come up with some crazy stuff in my head.
Sorry to hear that, but what can you do? He's got Enrage as well, by the way. I'm sure we'll get some action, both of us, soon. It's happening. They're smoking up. Let's go.
See, there's nothing to say Tinker, sure. Level 30. 10k gold is cut.
Dire are scanning.
Just buy a shard, give it to the Ursa at this point. Give Mars one shard. Let him right click a little bit. Let him bonk people. Mid lane.
Cool jobs.
Dude, Puck is
Pike on ward as well. That's kind of an illegal ward. Jabs will be able to get the blink away from FY. They've kind of displaced them though. The formation's been broken. FY is going to be able to step out of the ice path. They'll still run him down.
He BKBs as well.
He's got a buyback. Looks like he does. FY will be able to rejoin. Godlike streak here for Mac.
They're setting something up in the Radiant jungle, by the way. Expecting someone to go back. Tinker is TPing as well. They have a good ward on Puck. They know where he is exactly.
They're going to start XXS gets the Hex. And everyone else is too far away. They're going to use the Fresher as well. No messing around. A heavy committal, but a worthwhile one at that. It's a godlike streak. Success is going to be happy with a bunch of gold that he's going to be working with now. He's almost got Wind Waker.
They 1000% expected them to be in the Dire base, right? Like they expected them to be running to the right side, behind the Shadow Shaman. That's why Puck was even pushing out mid lane so freely. There's a DD top, by the way. Another thing that could make a difference, but they have to defend.
Yeah, wow, these Brewlings just...
They're just melting.
Yeah.
They're just melting. It's like one thing that we did talk about earlier. Brewmaster is just not a hero that... I mean, he still has a lot of impact with the Brewlings. They bring utility. You have Stun, Cyclone, Dispel. Like even the Dispel versus Warlock is nice. Warlock, by the way, speaking of...
I don't know.
Why not?
But actually, why though?
I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
Wait, why? Maybe they thought Roche was up? I guess, yeah.
It can be up,
Right,
yeah.
but
So Yeah, that's it. They want to set up this perimeter. They want to ward it up, make sure that they can def.
I don't think we even touched on it, but I love that he went this, like, I think it was like 45 minutes or 50-minute minus that X Nova went for.
It's paying off, by the way. He's level 24, even without the extra XP from it. What's happening with the tier 5s, by the way? We have a Book of Death on the Earth.
Ooh. Tinker also got Regalia. Okay. And we got a Rapier. Okay, let's go. 23. He's had enough of this game, dude. It's like 893 last hits. I shouldn't have this many. Let's close this game out. Let's get the DD. Let's force a fighter. They got a smoke. No smoke. Oh, they do.
They do. Yeah. Fallen Sky on Phoenix, by the way. Brew still does not have his tier 5 item.
Yeah, I have all of theirs. Dabs and Mac without. So again, it's going to be potentially either side actually missing out on the smoke here.
Yeah,
Nemesis. On a second, actually, might have the high ground advantage. Gotta keep in mind, this is where the wards were set up previously. 23 Savage on the low ground. Gets the blink away. XSS continues to run him down. And so Savage actually had to pop the BKB himself. I don't know if they saw this. He'll pop the Refresher now in his inventory. Meanwhile, jabs as well on the low ground. FY, awkward position for the Shadow Shaman. Formation's completely broken. Nothing to say. They try and pop the link into Cyclone him in the air. They're not going to be able to do so, but they will get the Shaman. Meanwhile, where's 23 Savage? He's trying to find a way in.
He's in.
Down to the south. He's going to be able to get the jump. They get the Ursa as he got the damage with the combination of the Phoenix army. He's hesitant. He doesn't know what to do. He'll try and turn to deal with the Phoenix, but he just needs to run away. Meanwhile, Arena as well from XXS gets no one. Second round of the Supernova, but what's going on in this fight? It is so chaotic. Both sides haven't fought in a long time. They've forgotten how to do so. Arme still trying to find the opportunity. Meanwhile, Hex is out first time, and they got the damage for Arme with a double Abyssal. They're going to be able to bring him down. Now, Maka's got a buyback if he wants to rejoin. They're going to have some problems with keeping 23 Savage alive. Speed pins him up against the wall. If they got the damage, 23 Savage tries to fly over the right side. They haven't got the kill just yet. Savage will live. Buyback got nothing to say. He's looking to rejoin. Now with the Tinker back into the middle, Nemesis, they need to respect nothing to say. We've been waiting for him to showcase the talent. This is the team fight for him to be able to do so, but it looks like he will not be able to get a whole lot of value out of the buyback like they were hoping. Nonetheless, it seems like it will be Roche for Xtreme.
What an insane fight, by the way. This fight, I feel like Sven wasn't a part of for 95% of it. The 5% is the last arena where he's forced to fight, where he's kind of stuck there hoping that he does not die with the rapier. Damn, like they completely zoned him. And you know what zoned him? Just the fear of Mars. Like XXS on the high ground, when both of them popped BKBs, I think that was it for Sven. Like he wasn't able to find the right angle afterwards because he didn't have BKB early on. So he's kind of afraid to go in without it. He's kind of afraid to go in with it even. He was just running out back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. In the end, what happens? You lose both the mid laners. Both of them buy back, but you have Aegis on Tinker. I think that's a win for Xtreme Gaming. All things said and done.
Yeah, because now finally they're going to be the ones reaping the rewards with that Roche. So you got Refresher Shot on Arme. Cheesy somewhere else as well. I guess importantly, nothing to say does lose the Regalia.
Yep, that's true.
With that death.
Yep. 20% less damage from the Tinker.
Man, did they get close to losing the Rapier as well from 23 Savage. So we're still sticking around. Probability 57% at the moment. All the boys on Nemesis.
It's a very hectic game. It's super volatile. I don't think Xtreme could have played that team fight much better. Like they baited out a lot of the spells from Radiant, from Nemesis, but
These fights are cool, right? I mean, some of the ones we have. DD? Success, I don't think he's going to be in for.
I feel like at this point, I want to see General just go in with the egg. Just go deep, like literally use the egg in front of the Ursa. Like, he's got level 25 with +2 supernova hit counts. Who cares if the egg even dies? Like, as long as you force the BKB from the Ursa, I think that's value. Like, your Sven can fight that.
Success. Gets a jump, and Nemesis are in a position to be able to actually protect the Jakiro if they want to. A defensive supernova, but it looks like Jakiro hasn't died just yet. Ooh, 23 Savage! What is the damage output? You gotta keep in mind, nothing to say, he bought back previously. They need a way to be able to protect him. Where is Arme? Where is Arme? He's nowhere to be seen. Finally tries to get in, but they're gonna be able to run the Tinker down. Die back here for the mid laner. And now Arme had to commit, he had to protect his mid laner. But now, because of that, he is dead. And 4 other heroes as well are gone.
Perhaps we're reaching the stage where you can stand up from your table right now and cheer a little bit. You know, dieback on the Tinker, 4 minutes, no buyback from him. Where was the Ursa? Like, also, this was deep. Like, this was deep, and I feel like it was on not the most important target. Like, they jumped the Jakiro, who's got a Wind Waker, of course. It does have some value. But at this point, I think a bigger hero needs to be found if you want to dive under the tier 3s. Like, it's nasty. Like, you're diving against Aeon Disc, against Wind Waker, against the hero with the buyback, after all.
Well, they will get a refresh of the glyph for the barracks drop. Unfortunately, they're gonna go straight for the throne instead. With the Necro army and the God Strength Rapier, they should just have the raw damage to be able to bring the objectives down and close the game out. XXS is going to try and run interference. He's got a refresher for another round of the Spirits, doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, Arme's just going to control the backline, though. It would have been perfect if maybe Arme could jump in and utilize that MOUZ control, but unfortunately, he got kited. And we will get a game 3.
What a crazy game, man. Like, this is... okay, so there's like 2 parts of this game. It's like every coin 2 sides. Like, on one side you have this beautiful, crazy, hectic chill starts right now. They have a smoke on Ringmaster. We'll see when they use it. Usually it's around what, 45 seconds before the game starts that you smoke up and you try to get behind enemy lines.
I'm excited for a game 3 decider. We'll see if... Well, game 1 was even... It was pretty long as well, no? It was like 50 minutes or something, so...
It's a long series in comparison to what we had yesterday. Like,
yeah, absolutely. So it was a quick run for us here. I think everyone as well. For Ricky and Equinox on the second shift. Let us see what we have in store for us. Is there a draft that you're favoring at the moment between the two? Is there one that you slightly have a preference?
I think I have a preference for an SF carry in almost all the drafts.
Okay.
Yeah. When I see an SF carry, I kind of tend to prefer the draft. I do prefer Razor over Quap, I guess, when it comes to like just some random interactions between the 1 and the 2. But overall, yeah, I like the SF. I feel like he also has a sufficient amount of heroes up front between the Tiny and the Primal to start things off for him. We'll see what the Razor build is as well. Is it going to be like a triple core utility build on Nemesis, or will it be like a Mjolnir and Manta build on the Razor?
In particular with the supports as well, with Nemesis, you got Q playing the Jakiro, whereas the Ringmaster is actually on Genuel. Is there really anything to say about the decision making behind this, or it doesn't really matter that much?
I think the main reason is Tame the Beast and Impalement Arts versus these two on bottom are a bit stronger than on top. I think that's basically it. Like you have Impalement Arts versus the Tiny. He has a lot of HP, not a lot of armor, so you can deal with him that way. Also versus the Primal Beast, a lot of HP, percentage-based damage, and on top of that, of course, you've got Tame the Beasts versus everything on Primal Beast. So he shouldn't be able to trample away that easily.
Sure. Okay. So far as well with the game 1 and game 2, Mac has had a pretty decent lead in regards to the lane. Once the lane's kind of dissolved, we've seen his laning prowess so far has been very, very solid. No point in the dagger just yet for nothing to say. He's gone for a 0-0-2 build, so holding 1 skill point.
This is the first time that the matchup is kind of rough for him. Like the matchup so far that he played versus Nothing to Say were kind of favored for his hero in game 1 and 2. But now versus the co-op it might be a little bit rougher, especially as Scream of Pain is now level 2. You can dish out a little bit more damage. I think it's like 150 level 2, yeah. It's 150 on 7-second cooldown. Not too bad.
Yeah. It's not a bad spell. Let's just see it's gone for the bondage facet, but see how he's going to look to itemize as well in a game like this for Mr. Nothing to Say. Where are you dabbling right now with the roles you're playing? It's 3, right? You're playing a little bit more? Are you playing anything else?
I'm queuing all 5 roles.
You're on 5?
Yeah, all 5. I'm playing whatever is left.
Just top lane? Is there one you're preferring?
Probably offlane right now. Like out of everything that I'm playing, it feels the most fun for some reason.
I see.
I think it's also the role that I have. You know, carry is probably the one I have played the least in. But offlane is like a learning curve, which is nice.
Now, is there one that you enjoy watching the most, though? Like one lane that you're like, or one role that you, when you watch, it makes you actually want to play?
Probably the 4 still, because it's
Really?
also the role that I played the most. Yeah.
I see. Okay.
It's it makes me want to play when I see a good rotation from 4. When I see some, I get inspired from position 4 the most. You know, if I see a cool player doing interesting things.
$23? Savage! Chilling, they're both battling it out down bottom. You got a static link along with the trample. Who was it? Were there any position 4s you looked up to when you were playing? Anyone that you watched a lot of replays of?
I mean, that's a long time ago, by the way. But there were some, of course. There were a lot of players were still active from China as well. Some players that are still here, by the way, like FY.
Yeah, crazy.
Active when I was trying and playing for some tier 2-ish teams.
Yeah, it took a break for a little bit, but he's back.
Yeah. He was definitely one of them.
Absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people as big FY fans, it's kind of hard not to be honest. I mean, this guy was... His previous rosters were very, very fun to watch. For some reason, I feel like position 4s always stick out to me more than names. FY, Crit, Baboka, Jerax.
They are the playmakers in a lot of games, right? So they stick out anyway. Top lane, Tiny, there you go. The rotation from FY might lead them into a double kill, at least one.
Got any more spells? Looks like they got one raise to help slow him down, but unfortunately the supports...
They haven't
Sure, Exo is level 4, so with 2 points up in Brain Sap, he thinks he can still get the kill by himself. Q's got some pretty good jukes in the tree line. Now Genua, we still got him. So gets the kill at least in the end. Genua now has a souvenir to work with. This is not really the best for this. Maybe it actually Helps
It
him close the
is, yeah.
distance.
Might
Yeah, it's not
catch
too
thing.
bad. Let's see how he's going to use it, though.
Radiant
Look at the vision.
Oh, he missed.
Side steps. Still has some movement at speed advantage, but lacking a little bit of mana now that he went for the Impalement Art instead. So FY is actually out.
Yeah, the moment that Impalement Art missed, the chase was pretty much over. They did rotate Bane mid, and Jakiro, however, Void Spirit is the one that picks up the Haste Rune. Might use it to hand down Bane, yep.
Alright, they're going to get him. So, seen easy kill, surely, right? They're making him work for it. Some of the supports not dying too freely, but it's a Haste that nets himself their second kill, but the Void Spirit getting involved early. We did see that this lane, he was fine. Nothing to say going for the 3 points in the Scream, so Mac was
Wisdom,
able
though.
to.
Dire's middle tower
True.
is under attack.
Why's
Wisdom
been
top lane.
sneaky.
Mm-hmm. I think he's got it right. Like the spear needs to be really on point.
Yeah. Oh, we got him!
him!
And he almost tossed him out, but
Dude,
it's close.
even the circle turned red. Like in the last millisecond, it goes from purple into red. It turned red, but Jakiro just manages to clutch it out and get into.
Bottom lane,
That's
nothing to
the
say.
range.
First rotation from him. Gonna move on down here with a Sonic Wave. It's a nice attempt with the box Genuel. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough. So they do lose 23 Savage. With a pulverized combination with nothing to say. Plenty of damage. Slowing down the hero that has the most lost hits so far in this game.
Also, probably the biggest tempo carry right now, right? Like this, Razor dominates the lane, just scales very quickly as well with the meta.
An army rotation 8 minutes in. This is a little bit uncharacteristic, but I guess we're seeing it a little bit more out of some of the Shadow Fiends as well with the high nuke damage you have with the Razors. Mac jumps over to the right side, but importantly, once again, hang on a second, 23 Savage got some problems.
Pop is coming.
There's any stuns. It might not matter with nothing to say, being able to close the distance. XXS wants to kill, but everyone else is a bit hesitant. Because Jab's going to try and TP in to offer some assistance, and Arena will do just that. So a perfect rotation from Jabs keeps his carry alive. Could have been devastating if Savage died back-to-back deaths.
Nothing to say. No, he has a blink. He should be fine. They are chasing him still. Like 4 heroes are on his tail, but he's absolutely fine. Beautiful arena. Beautiful rotation from Jabs. You called out. Just separating the beast from the Razor. Making sure that he can still get the damage with the static link, though. Overcommitted a little bit by Xtreme, right? Like they thought that they had the opportunity to kill the Razor because of the invis on the Quap, but no such thing was possible.
Looks like I get this game. It will be the Void Spirit going that Spirit Vessel route. So one of the other games, right? Was it game 1? In fact, I think Mac where he just went for the urn. Already we've got a bunch more action in this one as well. That will probably continue with the power runes up pretty shortly.
I think it's a pretty good Vessel game, right? Like even just applying it on Quap every fight makes a lot of sense. Primal Beast, of course, as well early on. Just gives you that extra oomph that you need from the mid lane. I feel like there's an advantage for every mid lane hero that buys Vessel right now. So it's such a nice item to get.
It's a nice rune as well to get. If they can start to put a little bit of pressure onto this objective, 3 points up the Liquid Fire. And yeah, they're actually just gonna pop the AD, look to bring it down. Now, Dire, someone in a position, maybe set up a bit of formations. Need to think twice on Nemesis on how heavy you're gonna commit. There's no thinking twice that needs to be had. I got a tower for free. Use the catapult, use the DD. Pretty happy with that objective. Have you been dabbling a little bit with the Primal in your offlane games?
Yeah, not really. Not a lot. I think this hero is pretty straightforward though when it comes to the item builds. Like, he's one of those BKB bots with the blink. I don't think you can afford to go too much utility on Primal. Some games maybe a Lotus, but honestly, almost every game it's BKB blink. Your job is to jump in, polarize, be able to trample around, deal some damage, and that's it. Aghanim's Shard. I know Aghanim's Shard is a bit more popular now in Primal Beast. Like, that is one maybe difference that we... which wasn't the case like in previous patches, right? Like, you would see the Shard, but not like almost every single game.
Yeah, it's at least a lot more Primal Beasts putting priority on a mid lane. See if they're gonna have the extra stun. I guess with Q nearby, that will absolutely be the case. Nice setup. There's already one early death for the co-op, the hero that can't have too many to be able to provide a lot of impact with this hero.
Good vessel charge, right, as well, for the Void Spirit. Now everyone is in danger. Whatever lane he rotates to, he could get the kill. Maybe on the Primal Beast bottom, maybe on the SF top. Or maybe the Ancients are going to be farmed instead.
It'll take him a while.
It's gonna take a bit, yeah. He's got the region room to work with, so he's basically abusing that free region that he gets from it.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire
I think he's not happy with Januel for taking that creep. That last one.
Cores are never happy. It's just the way it is.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As a support, all you have to do is just act stupid and be like, yeah, it's basically, bro, sorry.
No, you should steal the last hit, then tip him. They see as better, bro.
Oh, go full Giga Chat support, I see, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if this is what you practice, if you can't, what, CS against me? Well, why am I on a team with you? Like, you should be able to, if you can't out-CS me, how are you going to out-CS the opponent?
That's true. I'm just preparing you, actually. Like, you're putting stressors on your cores so that they become stronger. That's true. I'm going to use that one.
It's a good excuse. Smoke Up's going to connect onto FY. So it looks like these two heroes are going to start to be pretty active this game. And the wheel is being used now off cooldown. The important thing is that they don't have it for the power room, which maybe is a bit easier for Xtreme. It won't be too big of a fight though. Illusion Room brought her up for nothing to say.
I want to see Co-op do well. I truly do. Like, this hero to me, in this patch at least, has always felt worse versus whatever she's playing on the mid lane. Even in a good matchup, I feel like the hero that is picked again, like the hero you pick up, let's say in this circumstance, versus Void Spirit. Void Spirit still, I feel like, does more, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of simpler to play. Co-op, if you get caught, you're almost most certainly dead. Void Spirit, you get caught, who cares? Dissimulate, Resonant Pulse, Astral Step, like, you're gonna get away unless they truly commit on you.
Yeah, the margin error for the Queen of Pain. Very difficult to play with. It'd be pretty perfect. Nothing to say. The Master Tier, we've seen him on this hero for a long time. He'll be going Scepter after the Kyram. Looking to try and make a move on the map as well. Nice blink from Jabs. Very quick on the fingers. I feel like this is a common trait that I see with him as well. He's always blinking away.
By the time Bane lifts his heavy hands up, Mars is already out of danger. He's buying Lotus, by the way. So, going for some extra defensive abilities. A lot of point-and-click disables, right? Like, you're playing versus Primal Beast, you're playing versus Bane. Lotus has a lot of value for Radiant.
Well, let's see if they want to start to play with 23 Savage, you know, going for this Crimson builder still with the carry. He's even got Pipe queued up after the Manta, but I think if he was going to go that, he might have done it now. He's doing a very good job to, in fact, be ahead of the Shadow Fiend, which is one hero that has always been praised about his farming ability.
Nah, Razor is just dumb. This hero is just dumb. One of those rare carries that can actually farm the Ancient Camp and the Boglet Camp in his own river under the tier 1 tower the moment he hits 6, just by using his ult, which isn't really too much of a waste if you can farm it. He has Crimson, by the way. Like you said, Crimson, Manta, Pipe.
Lane, XXS. I mean, they're itching for a fight as well, but if we get beyond on XXS, it's a guaranteed pulverize and a second kill at that. Now, 23 Savage. I mean, Crimson's not really protecting him from a whole lot at the moment. Now it will assist with Arme showing up. But once the Crimson's gone, they're just going to lose 23 Savage pretty easily.
The two supports died a little bit too quickly. They weren't able to use basically anything between the Jakiro and the Ringmaster. Like, one spell was used.
Oh, Arme actually just with the two heroes. They're still trying to force a fight. FY gets the toss to try and cancel the speed jabs. Doesn't get it onto Arme, so it might be a defensive Requiem. It does come out. So at least the damage is there to get the kill onto the MOUZ, and surely Mac is going to die as well. He doesn't have an astral step, but the supports are back alive. Mac gets given over another Resonant Pulse. He's still actually healthy, and now FY eats the Wheel of Wonder. The supports do an exceptional job to be able to keep their mid laner standing.
Yeah, they kind of died together. They TP'd back to mid tower together, and they helped this Void Spirit in the end together. So getting an extra kill. In the end, when the dust has settled, not too bad for Nemesis. They do manage to take down the SF. So yeah, like they do lose the Razor in the beginning, but the outcome is kind of favorable for the Void Spirit. He's working towards his Veil next, as he does have the Kaya and the Vessel, so a lot of damage. Level 12 Void Spirit.
So far, with even game affair though. Very close between these two teams. Cause, there's no real big losers, to be honest. Everyone's got a decent amount of farm. XXS, he did charge in, but luckily enough, X-Nova nearby. Well, we're thinking about going behind a tier 2 tower. Apparently so. X-Nova, the beacon on his back. They want to try and get rid of the Bane, and now apparently tier 2 is going to drop as well.
It's a big circle on the map, by the way. I don't know. Can you be more specific, please, Mr. Mac? It's like, guys, I want you to play here, and then he circles the full map.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Come on, bro. I need you to be a little bit more convincing. You need to tell me where you want me to play.
Exactly, specific.
Instructions, they weren't clear. I'm all of a sudden, I'm now in their fountain. Jabs. Smoke pops, Arme. It's got the rest of the team starting to actually connect. They're going to run into Arme first. Speed cancels out the Requiem. It's absolutely great, Will, but is the follow-up going to be there, though? Look at the kill over towards the Tiny. Meanwhile, the Ringmaster gets run down as well from Nothing to Say, who's had a free fight so far. Got any stuns to cancel the TP? Whoa, hang on a second. They saw the TP out. The 23 Savages here. Now they're going to cancel some of their TPs. Nemesis, they baited them. They thought they were escaping.
Yeah.
But no, not the case. And now Hoopy get beat. Oh, XXS is going in, but is anyone else following up as well? Arme fights a Requiem from the tree line with the magic damage. They kill off multiple heroes even with the numbers not favoring them.
I got jebaited twice in this fight, and I'm just observing. Like, with the TPs and with, like, Mars TPing. Nope. Jebaited, he stays and fights, and then they start moving away and running around, but Primal Beast connects with the BKB, so they do get the kill in the end. I'm amazed Ami survived this. Like, look, they jumped him, the arena is there as well, and he still somehow, the sleep was good. Sleep dodged the majority of the damage, right? Like, he didn't get hit by the wheel at all. That's probably, I mean, it's one of the reasons, but they started bailing anyway. Like, they started chasing other targets instead of finishing SF off at the beginning. Good rotation by the Primal. Oh, timely. A little bit late, of course, for the full fight, but this vision was given by Plasma Field. They just had nothing to...
Yeah. And I wonder if you're kicking yourself on Savage, honestly, with the Crimson. Like, yeah, I completely understand with the Shadow Fiend right clicks, but still at the stage of the game when he got it, it's kind of a little bit more magic damage with SF showing up. So now we've seen without the BKB, of course he's going to go for it, but just the Crimson is delayed it by a decent amount. So I wonder if he's kicking himself with this item or not.
With Crimson? Or
yeah.
What? Yeah, I think it's a good item. I think sometimes it's really good when you can have, like, the thing is, I think it's good when you have all the three basic utility items. When you have Mech, Pipe, and Crimson on 3 different heroes, and then you just take over the map with it, I think then it's really good on Razor, because the majority of the damage that you deal early on is from spells anyway. But when you don't have all of these 3, then just die to magic damage without BKB, and then your Crimson is kind of whatever.
How do they know? Oh, they said the Cory flying through mid. Okay, that's a pretty good way to be able to scout it out. They get the toss back straight into the Fiend's grip. Nice box! Is it actually enough to get Mac alive? He's got the Dissimulate Astral Step. Mac's going to be able to live. Now, Radiant will be able to find the Tiny. 23 Savage is trying to find an angle to enter the team fight. He's getting pushed away. He wants to try and run Arme down, but will have a difficult time of locking onto the Shadow Fiend. And Dire, with a bit of a messy start, they might even lose an extra. Jabs is going to find the Straggler. X-Nova caught over to the left side. Not that I say wanted to try and jump in and offer some assistance, and in fact, that's enough.
Yeah, he dodged the first Shadow Strike with the sleep, so they only get 1 hero in the end. That could have been way worse for Xtreme Gaming, but just beautiful escape act. Just perfect escape act on the Void Spirit. He was able to completely dodge that fight out. And it's important because he will have Shiva's very soon, like 1700 gold away.
I know you spoke about the triple auras. We are actually going to get that. Jabs is going to go Pipe on Mars. It's a bit of a cuck build. I don't know. I'm not like it's not my Chad Mars that we were speaking about yesterday. I think I don't know. They're blending together. They always do. But yeah, it's not the Mars build I want. But he's got to do it. Speaking of him, well, this is going to further put him a bit low. What? How? I don't know how that doesn't connect. It doesn't matter. He lives, but there's 4 trees around that somehow missed. Mid lane, Mac. Now, this is the important one. They're going to run into Arme. Arme, close to the tier 2 tower, gets a 4-star further back, so he's going to be okay. And now they went super deep for this XXS. A beautiful onslaught in the middle. 2 heroes are gone, and now Savage as well is on the run. They've got the rock throw early on, so it's going to hold them down momentarily. Savage kind of trying to make them think twice about going for this jab. It's a nice arena, but they got the Fiend's grip out. There was no way to be able to cancel the grip. Savage is still alive though. The Victory Feast bonus health. No way, it's actually him enough. Savage limps away over the left side. He's going to live on a slither of health. And Xtreme will lose multiple members. What a jump from Jabs. It doesn't matter if he doesn't have the net worth.
Yeah, just a beautiful arena from him. Plus the Victory Feast counteracting all the damage that Queen of Pain was dishing out with the Aghanim's. Super annoying Aghanim Scepter, by the way, on top, but this time around doesn't let them kill. One thing that I did notice that happened here is SF just completely ignored them. After getting the initial kill, he just went base. They continued chasing. SF had 50% HP, 50% mana, but didn't want to fight any longer. And you could see it right here. They go on him. He dodges Wheel of Wonder with the Manta, I believe, as he's piking away. And then... no, not the Wheel of Wonder, but he dodged like an Impalement Art or something. Whatever. Goes back in. He was a bit lower than 50%. Respectfully, he had to go back. So maybe they shouldn't have chased as much, right? Like, you don't have your SF. You know that Mars is alive. They went a little bit too deep and they got punished for it. Does happen. Mid lane.
We're going on back live here once again. XXS. This time he's going to be fine. He's got the BKB capability. We're seeing that these heroes on Nemesis are proving to be a bit problematic in regards to their team fighting prowess. I mean, this is definitely a big weakness with the Bane. It's like, what is this hero kind of doing? Like, it's very good for pickoffs. A strong laner as well. Fiend's Grip, of course, exceptional versus BKB piercing control, which is very frustrating for the Razor, but it's not an easy Bane game to get full duration out of the Fiend's Grip. There are a lot of ways to cancel it.
Sometimes I don't mind that if they counter the Bane with a certain pick. The problem is, like, what's countering the Bane is also countering the Primal Beast. So you have two heroes kind of countered with one escape pact, which can be a problem. But sleep is good, you know, like we are talking about grip as being his most important spell, but most of the time it's actually the sleep, just dodging out a couple of spells on a very low cooldown.
Radiant so far, these past couple of fights have been looking a little bit more convincing for them, so they're wanting to try and continue with some of the momentum. Successful fight here would lead them into an opportunity to take an objective. Unfortunately, there is a fight that takes place, well, a little skirmish to kill another Tiny that takes place all the way down south, so probably not going to look towards Roche. They don't have the best Roche lineup as well.
How do you like the late BKB on SF?
Not that big of a fan, to be honest.
Do you think he's going to buy Silver Edge first, or maybe the BKB? Because Shadowblade on its own without Silver Edge feels kind of bad. I think he might just get Demon Edge. We'll see. Because he's sitting on 2.3k. Yeah, he will. He's finishing it off.
Is the break even that valuable? I mean, of the Razor, I don't know how much you value the break versus hero. It could also just be the fact that the this item just on this hero is incredibly strong. But yeah, what do you?
Well, it's just strong. It's just a strong item. Lower cooldown, by the way, as well on Shadow Walk. So overall, Silver Edge is the main build right now on SF. In almost all the games, it gives you another edge. Like you can set things up on your own with the English Requiem. Let's see if you can
get here in time. Yeah. Jumped into the Aether and then hang on a second, nothing to say. Second stun's gonna fall up into the arena, but there's the Nightmare. It might be enough to keep him alive. He still does get hypnotized, so nothing to say. He's gonna be out of the team fight action, and Aegis will go the way of Radiant as well. XXS has already used the BKB, so he's going to have a difficult time of escaping the onslaught. Nemesis, they are easily able to run him down, and Arme's also showing mid, but
he's on a sentry.
He's a...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He should get away. Very unfortunate for nothing to say, right? Like, he jumps straight into the Remnant. He gets picked off immediately, even with the sleep save, by the way, which was nice. There's no saving because Wheel of Wonder was waiting for him after the sleep wore off. Very nicely done by Nemesis. Now they have the Aegis, of course, on the Razor.
This is kind of cool, though. But then what the... See if they go for the kill or they just want Tormentor, because if they try and kill Genuel, then maybe it gives Radiant time to move on over. Nama's a bit indecisive by the looks of it.
Mars
just coming through the border. Oh, boy. Not expecting them. So that's a nicer one.
That's a much better kill. They do have 3 heroes around. And an Aegis, so... They could contest this. Tormentor is not up in a minute, so... It's definitely a thing that they can contest. After all, they will have Mars as well. By the time Torm's up. How do you like the Satanic on Razor, by the way? Like, he's going full tank mode.
What are some other items that we see here? Just trying to think, because the Satanic, I guess it feels like he's not going to get bursted this game, and probably not with the Ringmaster. But is there concerns of damage then with this item?
I think there are. I think they might. Look, Razor, like I said before, deals a lot of this his damage from the orb, from Storm Surge as well. So it might not be super necessary to go right with damage dealing items. The normal or the casual build from Razor that I have seen is like Manta and Mjolnir and the BKB after. But I don't know, I kind of like this. I know it seems a little bit off-lane-ish, but as long as you can stay alive and dispel maybe 1 or 2 Shadow Strikes with the Satanic, I feel like you're in a good spot.
Do you agree with Xtreme giving up this Tormentor for free? I mean, I know Radiant, of course, playing with the Aegis advantage. You think this is still a location they could have potentially fought if they were able to get... No? Okay.
I don't think so. It's a tier 1 tower that's nearby for Radiant. It's also the fact that your SF still doesn't have a BKB. It would be a very difficult fight to take. I don't think they had... Like, no way. I think SF, if he had the BKB, maybe you could take that fight. But without the BKB, it's almost impossible.
I really forgot this rock throw one hits waves. I don't... This is insane, actually. What is this one hit waves?
It's a pretty good shard.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. But he's getting a decent amount of fun. This hero late game can be pretty frustrating. Him along with the Bane as well for controlling the Razor. I don't know if there's any thoughts of potential Lincolns, even Lotuses. I don't know if anyone can go for that on Radiant, but in fact, MOUZ has got one queued up.
Yeah.
Very close.
Mars had it queued up like a first item, I think, before he opted to go for Pipe. It's a really good Lotus game. It's a no-brainer item, really. Set top.
Spear back. Push him out of location where X-Nova is. Look at the damages with these 3 heroes. It doesn't matter about X-Nova who gets in range for the Nightmare because the damage has been dealt too quickly and he's going to be super ambitious. Whether it's a spear or just the right clicks with these 2 heroes. This is 80 seconds, no armor, and surely a bunch of objectives.
Yeah, he couldn't get in there, by the way. He couldn't get the Nightmare off because of the arena, because of Wheel of Wonder as well. He'd get caught in it. So he's queuing up the BKB, by the way, on the Bane.
Okay.
I feel like another option could have been an Aether Lens earlier if he went straight up for it, but he went for Solar Crest, and now buying Aether Lens at this point is it just doesn't feel that great. After all, he does have a plus 100 GPM enchantment on Bane, so maybe he will even get to buy his BKB eventually.
Unfortunately, until then, it's going to take quite some time and just his own positioning. A gift here from him to do some stuff for the night now. Well, we do have this tiny threat as well with a high ground push. See if he's going to be able to find an angle for the toss back. Mac wanting to try and disrupt. Of course, clears the way, but also gets the Shiva's damage onto FY. So it does mean that Savage can continue to freely be protected, especially when you've got a bunch of Aether Remnants on top of him as well. They are happy with that. T3 tower, range barracks. As soon as Arme respawns, they're going to look to try and leave the area. So just 1,000 net worth lead that they have slowly inched closer and closer to holding in a game like this. And man, Nemesis, I didn't, of course, have the opportunity to catch this series yesterday versus Falcons. I know it was a 2-0, 34 minutes, 43 minutes, but they're looking pretty good versus Xtreme, dude.
They are, absolutely. By the way, this gold lead, I believe, would be a bit higher, but Jakiro has a 75 GPM bonus. Ringmaster doesn't have it at all. Meanwhile, on the other side, both the Tiny and the Bane have the plus 100, so they're living some good life right now. Even though...
XXS?
The BKB.
They are retreating under the Observer Ward, however, but they're pretty speedy, blink forced. Everyone's got a bunch of mobility. Maybe this does start to change some things. The refresher now online for XXS. He is once again farming underneath the observer, but he's going to push himself back into the base.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Trying to do well. Smoke's going to pop as it blinks away. I want to run up blinded on this high ground, so Trim continuing to delay the game. We're waiting for Arme to be that real big threat here for the Shadow Fiend. He's getting close to level 25 as well. He's got the Daedalus queued up, so just wants the raw damage.
As you usually tend to go for, right? Whenever you're playing SF, this is basically a ticking time bomb. Oh, these items already, he's strong enough. He just didn't get to hit. Like all of these fights, he gets initiated on. And when you look at the net worth, he's actually top 1 right now. He's even higher than the Razor. He's been farming really damn well. It's just that they picked him off in crucial timings recently. They might smoke. They're kind of converging in the dire base. The thing is, Roche, okay, guaranteed to respawn within 50 seconds, so.
See if they're going to be able to strike back here. It's been Nemesis so far these past couple of fights. They are currently positioned towards that side of the high ground here. The ward that's scouting out the river. Dario are going to do a pretty similar thing as well. Radiant got a smoke. It's a big D ward. Another thing to mention, of course, the fact that this fight around the area is going to favor Nemesis with buybacks. Have they got any of the Void Spirit, Mars, and Jakiro? One's currently with buybacks available, so TP into the outpost. Be careful about drawing a fight closer towards that spawn and Xtreme. Do you think about forcing Roche if you're Nemesis? Because you only got a minute 40 left with it being here.
I think they have to force the fight and not really rush. If you go into the pit, maybe you can force the fight that way, make Rush roar and then take a fight off of that. But just going into the pit would be a disaster. I don't think that they're strong enough, and I don't think they take Rush fast enough. These heroes do not, so... Like, sure, you've got some Eye of the Storm refreshed on Razor, but... Yeah, they gotta take a fight first.
Jabs. Careful now. That big Daedalus online here for Arme as well, level 25. Shadow Rays applies attack damage. First level 25 we got this game. And stalemate will continue.
Damn, these two teams in the last 2 games, they really like their farming. Although this game, a little bit more action-packed. They have the Linkens on Primal, they have the refresher on him. This rush is definitely going to be fought for, I think. They did go into the pit. Will roar soon.
Here we go. I'm gonna have to start inching away a little bit closer, but...
Oh, they're committing. They're actually committing hard.
They've got a pretty nice high ground ward as well that going to give them some information here on an Xtreme getting closer. They'll protect themselves with a smoke, nothing to say. Jumps in the middle, has to force out an early BKB. The Avalanche going to hold back 23 Savage, but he's going to get a gift given straight to him along with the Aegis in his hands as well. They still haven't killed FY just yet. So the first casualty hasn't dropped. 23 Savage pops a refresher for the second round, but so too does the Primal. Pulverize locking 23 Savage into place. Arme hasn't really been able to freely right-click just yet. He's having a difficult time at locking onto one of the heroes. They should finally be able to do so with the Fiend's grip over to the right. Arme will continue to run jabs down, gets the crits, and now can set up as well for the respawn. 23 Savage, what has he got on the respawn? He's going to try and run them down. Requiem will force him further away. Doesn't break the static link just yet, but surely the raise is going to be enough for the raw magic damage. So in the end, Xtreme, it doesn't matter that they lost Roche or that they were going into the ages, they still were able to come out on top.
It's just the sheer damage output from the SF. I gotta commend the Razor as well. 8.2k damage dealt in this fight. It's just the nature of the hero. He does a lot, but the difference is I feel like the damage impact from SF is focused and localized on singular targets. Meanwhile, Razor is kind of hitting everyone. And you could see it here. Like, sure, the fight starts off kind of wonky for Xtreme Gaming, but you know what's happening here? What's happening is SF isn't using his BKB. He's basically fighting bare naked from just Silver Edge, and then he forces himself away. It's all about the SF and his positioning. If he can stay alive, which he does, and then when he finds the right time where there's no control, he pops the BKB and the fun starts here basically for him. This hero is like, even with the static blink, at some point he's sitting for 400 a pop. Like, look how long the static link was on him. He follows it. Yeah. Like, most heroes run away from the static link, not SF. Like, you go through it and you still deal like 400 damage without the crits even.
Oh, so he's going to go blink on 23 Savage. I was wondering kind of what his thought process was in regards to maybe some things that were going wrong in particular with that fight as well, but Blink is not going to help him close the distance. Are you blinking on the SF though? Because again, we've seen he's just kind of, he just pikes away.
I think you have to, but the thing is, like, this blink isn't for the Razor to blink on SF and deal with him alone with the static link. I don't think that's possible. What's possible is to jump in unison with the Void Spirit, with Mars, on the SF, and then you can perhaps take him down if he's controlled. But you have to control him. Like, you can't just... you can't have a fair fight versus this beast.
Sure. Jabs at the moment, we've seen he's been pretty goddamn quick with some of the blinks. But XXS gonna make sure the damage comes through too quickly for his reaction, so... Nice move onto the use of that Observe Ward. That's gonna give them the Tormentor as well.
This gem is hidden behind a stump. Do you see the gem?
I don't even see it. No, I don't.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
It was hidden. Like, it was very difficult to see. So he does retrieve the gem at least.
Speaking about Arme, what we saw in that last fight and kind of what you're mentioning now, it sounds like you feel like maybe there are going to be some damage problems with being able to blow him up 4-0 even if they do commit. You feel like it's probably going to get pretty close. Do you think about a Satanic then, or do you like this Swift Link?
Well, for now he's got the Swift Link queued up. I think the problem is with anything else is with Swift Link you can remove the power threads and play with the Swift Link.
Sure.
Anything else that you buy, you have to remove one of these big items that you've got, and you kind of need all of them. So Swift Link is more or less the most natural approach, and it allows you to reposition yourself if you're quick enough. For now, probably he's just going to save for the buyback. He's got 5k extra gold though, so he could buy out.
Makes sense, sir. He's a rich man in this game. Fight definitely helping out, and I mean, yeah, we are blown up to a 15,000 net worth lead. Still, the supports are very much enjoying the extra gold they've been getting as well, thanks to the greedy enchantment. Back on the low ground. Position kind of farther to the left instead, so make sure he's not in range here of Xtreme. Dicey though for Nemesis. Two heroes without buybacks, both supports on cooldown. The MOUZ currently the only one who's able to rejoin the game. Mistake could be costly enough to potentially put you 0 and 2.
They do have a Hex flying out though. It's flying out right now to the Mars. It's in the courier. It went all the way to the Dire Secret shop. So now with the Hex, perhaps there is a chance. The only problem is they had it scouted out. There was this cool ward in the cliff. So they actually saw the courier and they saw what it was carrying. It was good.
Speaking of the ward, oh, Mac actually went in. they're going to smoke up as well. So really looking to try and force the issue, even though Xtreme have got pretty good control of the area. With both wards on both cliffs. They'll get one deer warder now. Set themselves up with the high ground. Nothing to say. Early BKBs. Got refresher. Both sides just valuing this high ground ward.
Pretty big commitment from the Quap though. No BKB now on her. There's only one BKB on Radiant, by the way, and that's the Razor.
Yeah, damn.
So,
BKB status on Dire. What are we down to? We're 6 on XXS, 7 on the top, and the 8 on Army.
it's a pretty bad BKB game for Radiant, though, right? Like you're playing into Bane, you're playing into the Primal Beast, Lincolns, Lotuses, Pipes. This is what you want.
Radiant are scanning.
Damn, it's a Wind Waker, huh? Fires a pretty rich Tiny. I think close to that level 20. See if he goes for the toss. Requires no target, more than likely, of course. Ain't gonna be doing too much tree grab base damage. Ain't gonna help much.
Yeah, I think this Wind Waker is actually pretty massive. There's no nullifier, right? Like no way to dispel it on the other side, so...
Race has actually got it queued up. Oh, okay. Well, he did. He just changed your Lincoln.
Yep.
What would you value more?
Lincoln or nullifier, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably Lincoln's on him. I think like he is the hero to go for with the grip, with the polarize as well. So it would be pretty cool to get the Lincoln so you can stay alive. The only problem is like when I'm looking at Razor and his item build, damn. I mean, I know it's the nature of the hero, but it's so damn defensive. How much?
Yeah, you compare versus SF. It's yeah. There's a big difference in damage.
Yeah. Well, which is kind of interesting because look at the next fight. If these two carries are not controlled, I can bet that both of them will do the same amount, just because of the nature of the Razor right now, like how much he does just by standing around. But Swiftlink and 7k gold on the SF, so he can even buy out the shard, and he still has enough gold. Moon shard, that is.
Game is kind of slowing down a little bit though. Is he? Nemesis pretty concerned about at least how they leave the base, and Xtreme making sure they continue to control the triangle. It gives them full ease of ability to be able to cut top and mid. See, bottom is kind of that one problem with the current setup that they have. That's why you got this big wave starting to beat onto the tier 3 tower. Now Arme is going to go back, and we will see timing of the smoke here from Nemesis as soon as they see Arme. What's the call? I actually want to try and connect to the triangle.
Well,
maybe intercept him as he goes back to the team.
Well, his team is going back to him as well, because Josh will be bottom, right? Like, it's minute 50 mark.
FY? Actually going to be able to get the jump first. FY, early use of the Wind Waker meme. Nothing to say wants to give them the information on the back line. He's creating chaos. They've tossed Mac in the middle. He does able to get the step away. XXS wasn't quick enough with the fingers. 23 Savage as well has been waiting the wings with that Eye of the Storm activated, but also didn't find an easy way to enter.
It's a lot of missed spells. Like, no one really able to break ground and catch a big target. Sure, Tiny gets caught, but instantly Wind Waker is away. The Sonic Wave also not really connecting, and most importantly, Polarize. does not catch the Void Spirit. With this Dagon being level 4, soon to be level 5, I mean, Void Spirit's job here is to eliminate any of the supports or SF. I feel like these 3 heroes are the easiest to take down. Of course, the most value lying in the Shadow Fiend. He's sitting on 3.4k gold. He doesn't have a Satanic, right? Sorry, 3.4k HP, and he doesn't have a Satanic. So if you do jump him, like, you might be able to blow him up with the Dagon, with the Hex, if you just dump everything into him. But then again, Wind Waker, it's a problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, problem they're not really going to be able to solve in a game like this with some of the item slot problems that they have. Space. Way to deal with it.
Maybe Mars could buy it eventually, like the next item. If he doesn't go for Refresh, or if this game goes long enough, maybe he could go for the Nullifier.
Something to consider. So if it reaches that stage, though, a successful fight here for Xtreme, without a doubt, will put them potentially 1 fight away. Get them that Roche Mac. Poke. It's just an Invis. FY? Okay, it's always Wind Waker. So the standoff continues. Love me a good old Roche standoff. I just stand on the other high ground.
Why is the level 25 from Primal Beast 6-7%?
Not you, dude.
Did
Not you, man. No
did they change
way.
this in the last patch? Did they become... What is it? It's not Zoomers anymore. What generations are the 6-7 kids?
Oh man, not you. I thought I was gonna get away from it. This is gonna be a no 6-7 meme cast.
What's the generation Alpha? Or
I
what?
don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't care. They're all.
You know what's funny? Like I go. I hear kids in Bosnia. Oh, hold that thought.
Yeah, Mac, hang on. Where's everyone else? Well, no one else is even remotely close to Mac. Jumping in, feeling like he can farm the wave, and Xtreme weren't nearby. Now, they too might try and set up a bit of a high ground trap here. FI is going to find the wall, but how do you spear him up on the high ground? It's going to be a bit difficult with all the tree positioning.
They have buyback. Like, he needs to use it right away if he wants to fight.
No way. Is this really the play? Of like, of the damage just with him being this close? Nothing says gonna try and push him away with the Sonic Wave, but surely FI is gonna die. Gets the Wind Waker off. He's not actually dead just yet. They're still holding the buyback out of Mac. He's delaying Roche, but I mean, Armate doesn't care. He's actually still hitting it.
He can solo. He can solo Rush at this point. It's Refresher, Cheese Aegis. You can pick...
XXS? Meanwhile, he's just making sure that this escape isn't clean. Let's try and spear TP out, but Rock through from afar is there and jabs. There's going to be another core that goes down. He's going to buy back as well.
Tiny hunting
You already
for
see
more?
Genuel is like, yay. He's trying to set up to potentially cut FY. Oh, hang on. Oh, we saw him.
It's good link.
Can he juke? Oh, no way.
Nice.
Oh, nicely done.
Yeah, beautiful juke. I don't know if it's going to help him a lot once SF comes to the high ground, but nice jukes nonetheless. All of this, by the way, did work because of the 6-7 number, because of the 67% polarized duration. Dude, 6-7 actually killed Void Spirit. Like, the polarized it was so long it looked like it got refreshed midway.
Back? The Macropire laid down as well. Oh, they didn't get the Hypnotize, and now XXS is going on forward. He's got the BKB with nothing to fear. And Radiant, when are we going to start buying back on some of our heroes? It's going to come out, but it's a little bit too late because 23 Savage is losing his health pool. Gets a decent amount of health back. And nothing to say he's going to be able to blink over to the right side as well. So the pillage of the base is successful, along with getting some key buybacks as well.
And that was a nice pillage indeed. Good pillage by Xtreme Gaming. Getting aside, forcing a couple of buybacks, going back, 33k gold lead, and cheese now, by the way, which wasn't just forgotten in the pit. SF didn't have any slots left remaining, so he needed to leave it as his team was already fighting and chasing across the map. Let's have Boots of Travel too, by the way, as well. Why not? 47k net worth on the SF. Getting closer to that 50k area. Not too bad at all. And level 30, by the way, very soon. You know what? Considering they got it this late, it's really not a bad shard. Like usually at this point, the shards that are given are like tiny shard or bad shard when he's a support, like, or Muerta, you know, like these kind of heroes, they don't really care about it. But it's not a bad shard. Another silence for the team.
Yeah, I feel like it's one where you see bought sometimes as well. So you're pretty happy when you get a value shard like that.
Even in this game, I feel like it had value. If he bought it, I wouldn't mind. I feel like it had a lot of value. Like you could maybe jump the Void Spirit. Like they had no BKBs, no defensive spells, items. It's just full-on go time to kill. I like this Dagon 5 on Void Spirit. I love the adjustment, by the way. Just completely switching his build up.
We're gonna have to try and get creative here. 37,000 deficit. Keep in mind, of course, a lot of buybacks. But the MOUZ and the Ringmaster, in fact, used previously. So importantly, Void along with Razor have theirs. They got a... That's a lot of damage. Well, actually, still not dead just yet.
Okay.
Now, meanwhile, it's taken enough time that potentially the Queen of Campaign could be vulnerable. Nothing to say. Gets the blink with the last second, but the damage from the Macro Pie still finds him. And the Pulverize as well from XXS. He's stuck in the middle. Have they got any way to follow it? Nice toss away. Is going to be enough to get him out. 23 Savages on the hunt. And meanwhile, Armee's super hesitant. You see the Shadow Fiend is respecting Nemesis. Even though he has the Aegis, does not feel safe with actually potentially trying to turn that fight. So, man, what a defense from Nemesis.
No buyback on Queen of Pain. 90 gold. He's going for the bounty rune. That's what he was doing there. Trying to get a bounty, so Quap has a buyback. Aeon Disc. Yeah, this Aeon Disc that you're seeing right now in Quap's inventory, it wasn't there. It was in the backpack. That's basically the reason why they lost this fight. Quap didn't have Aeon Disc. I think the bottle was in the inventory or something, but Aeon Disc definitely was not. What a mistake. Because this high ground push, like 37k lead. Usually you can, yeah, look, the slot is there. It's just Aeon Disc is not in the inventory.
Fighting on top of this Macropire as well. Oh, Armee? Requiem from afar jumped in the middle, hoping that the fee was going to be enough for 23 Savage, but the man's off. It's not going to matter. Armee gets to kill the solo play from Kim. They do have to get 2 buybacks out because it did start to look a little bit dicey.
An opportunity for Nemesis, maybe. You know, if they buyback and if they manage, well, not necessarily buyback, if they manage to keep Razor's buyback available, and then they pick off the supports, maybe this game is still playable. 37k lead just became 26k lead, you know, like that's a 10k swing. Back towards Nemesis, not too bad. Block of cheese, of course, has been in his inventory for quite some time, by the way. He's been keeping it in the backpack for the last 5 minutes. Not using it. Another 60-minute game, by the way. Tier 5s are available. Like, I don't know what it is with these two teams, but they really like to take the game the long way.
They go on the distance here. What do we got? Anything interesting so far? Just the one. We have a problem the fact that, I mean, like you said though, importantly, Nemesis, they didn't have to force a Razor buyback. They didn't really lose anything as well as a result. I guess the big thing is just you weren't able to farm some of the jungle. So it's going to take a bit for you to get these tier 5s. We've got Divine Regalia out on 2 XXS. Even, but we were speaking about, was it this series? Before, right? With X-Nova wanting to go BKB. Yeah, now he's got a Fallen Sky to help with his positioning. He's still got BKB queued up after, he changed his mind, of course, with Solar and Lotus for a while, but now he's got another way to kind of help with his positioning inside these fights.
He's got a 15% cooldown reduction as well, by the way, from Feverish Enchantment on the Fallen Sky, on the Bane, and is, like you said, going for a BKB, a little bit of a Minotaur Horn on the Tiny, some with the Hex, by the way, that he has just completed. Regalia on Primal Beast, which is also kind of cool. I mean, yeah, a lot of cool items, like you said. Radiant still...
What do you go for your Razor? Take a look at what it is about. Spider Legs, Stygian, Minotaur Horn.
The Horn, it seems like, yeah. I like the Spooder Legs as well.
Spooder.
You know, just for the memes.
For the meme.
Stygian, not too bad for some damage as well. Not really the best Razor item, though.
Not Radiant. Any others that we've worked on? I'm trying to look at the Void Spirit. No, I'm still trying to farm. Oh, there we go. He's actually got some choices. Not really the best, to be honest. Enchantments are okay. It's not bad enchantments. He's going to go for the Spider Legs.
Timeless.
Timeless.
Spider Legs are just good. I feel like on most heroes, if you go for Spider Legs, you're not going to make a mistake. Mobility is everything, and when you can get over trees and cliffs, can be a huge difference maker in team fights.
Smirk up. Nemesis' lead, or the deficit, I should say, is continuing to grow. But probability is actually only it's 65% for Xtreme. This from DOTA Plus saying it's not too far out of reach. Unfortunately, with the smoke from them, it's going to be a swing and a miss. Xtreme TP back as a kind of a full unit huddling together inside the base.
It's just that I feel like with that last Aegis, Xtreme Gaming missed a huge opportunity to cleanly end this game, because right now it's like the game it just became very hectic, and anything can happen. They're only one side up, not even a full side, because top range axes are done, right? So this game is very even, and it can go one way or another. It just depends on who initiates who and who jumps first. They're still missing a nullifier on Radiant though, right? Like they still don't have it. It's one item that I'd like to see from them.
They're going to try and force the issue. Mac starts the team fight. Double Astral step over towards the backline, trying to create some chaos. 23 Savage once again on top of Arme. But he's going to have some other problems there with the XXS. Pulverized with the fourth. Arme jumps aggressively into the middle. Savage is gone. They killed off the Razor. Now they're looking for more as well. Arme's damage is just too much for them to handle. The box Genuel will pop up, but straight to his death. Now Mac wants to re-enter the fight. With no BKB, oh, it actually does have BKB on Arme, so as soon as he drops back down, it's going to be able to activate it. 23 Savage, hang on a second. You got to respect the raw damage output, and you didn't do that. Die back out of Savage. Yes, you've lost Arme, but it doesn't seem like it's going to matter. Just the raw net worth lead is too much for them in this final fight. And man, oh man, did this series go the distance. Another 60-minute thriller, but Xtreme, they're going to end the day 1-1.
Just a cool series. Like yesterday we had some quick